Chapter 1327. With Elder Ling He's death, the situation changed drastically. The disciples of the Martial Art Alliance looked fearful and completely lost their will to fight. Ling Jiutian's identity had also been exposed. He was an elder of the Spirit Beast sect. His real name was Ling Jiutian, but he changed his surname to Ling Jiutian after coming out of seclusion and staying in the secular world of Huaxia 20 years ago. Qinfen figured out a lot of things in an instant. No wonder Ling Jiutian looked down on the position of the leader of the Starlight sect, one of the 5 hidden tyrants. No wonder this person was so powerful. As an elder of the Spirit Beast sect, the secular world of Huaxia and the outer martial world of Huaxia were nothing to him. However, there were still some things that Qinfen did not understand. Ling Jiutian also had a system. Did that mean that the Spirit Beast sect also had a system? And Ling Jiutian was already so powerful. What kind of powerful existence was standing behind him? Qinfen, I have underestimated you. If I had known, I would have killed you in Niels and Nest last time. Ling Jiutian was a little regretful. He wanted to let Qinfen develop himself and devour his system when Qinfen was stronger. But now that Qinfen's strength was beyond Ling Jiutian's control, it was easier said than done to devour his system. Cut the crap. I should be the one to kill you today. Qinfen had just broken through to stage 5 true Qi. At this moment, he felt endless energy in his body and wanted to fight someone. Moreover, the system also had a mission to defeat Ling Jiutian. So this battle was indispensable. Boom. As soon as Qinfen's voice fell, the void suddenly exploded. A golden blade, aura hundreds of meters long, fell to the ground and instantly blew a group of Martial Art Alliance disciples into pieces. Ling Jiutian did not dare to face the power of the Golden Phoenix head-on. He leaped into the void and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already hovering in the air opposite Qinfen, holding a 3-meter-long golden rock slash in his hand. The blade was dazzling with golden light, and there was an image of a rock spreading its wings carved on it. It was obviously a great sage gold-grade spiritual weapon. His black robe turned into a set of pink spiritual armor. There were pink wings on the back of the spiritual armor, and it was with the flapping of the wings that he hovered in the air. Your strength has indeed improved, but you are still far from being able to defeat me. Ling Jiutian looked slightly angry. The long blade in his hand slashed through the void. It was as if the sky was falling and the earth was cracking. Wind blew everywhere, and the golden blade aura densely covered the void, shrouding towards Qinfen. Fenger, be careful. Gu Chun let out a loud roar as he charged forward with the holy spear in his hand. With a light leap, he appeared behind Ling Jiutian and swung his spear down, instantly condensing a white spear aura. Rumble. The golden rock slashed through the air and landed on the ground. Qinfen had already disappeared on the golden whirlwind wheel. Ling Jiutian's expression changed as he suddenly swung his saber behind him. The saber aura and the spear aura collided, forming a violent shockwave in mid-air, blasting the air apart. You're the Beast King? Your strength is only SOSO. Scram to the side. Ling Jiutian was enraged as he slashed down with his saber again. Gu Chen's body had not completely stabilized as he hurriedly stabbed with his spear. However, the power of his spear was significantly weaker as it disappeared the moment it came into contact with the surging saber aura in the air. Rumble. With a deafening bang, Gu Chen was struck by a blade and fell to the ground. Roar. As soon as the Beast King fell, the group of spirit beasts went berserk, roaring as they charged at Ling Jiutian. These spirit beasts were comparable to the true energy realm, but Ling Jiutian turned a blind eye to them as he swung his saber in the air and immediately chopped down 2 flying spirit birds to the ground. The pink wings on his back flapped, and he instantly landed on the ground. With a sweep of the golden rock slash, a violent saber aura enveloped a radius of 100 meters and sent a row of spirit beasts flying high into the air. Oof. A mere group of beasts wants to be enemies with humans? I advise you to be my slaves, and you can keep your lives. Ling Jiutian was invincible, and his strength was one level higher than Elderlingi. With the golden rock slash in his hand, he seemed to have entered a realm where no one could stop him. This series of attacks was completed in the blink of an eye. As soon as Qin Feng came back to his senses, he was annoyed by the scene in front of him and slashed at Ling Jiuqian with the golden phoenix. Ling Jiuqian, I'm your opponent. Don't be a coward. Rumble. After breaking through to the true energy realm, Qin Feng's saber aura was extremely ferocious. Ling Jiuqian did not want to fight him head-on, so he quickly flapped his pink wings and fled. The ground cracked and was filled with deep ravines. How could Qin Feng give up? He chased after Ling Jiuqian on his golden wheel, swinging his saber from time to time. Loud noises rang in the air, and the entire Devil Beast Mountain seemed to be shaking violently. The disciples of the Martial Art Alliance were already dumbfounded. No one dared to join in the battle between the strong. Xiao Shi and Xiao Gong were dumbfounded. After breaking through, Qin Feng's strength left them speechless. Brat, do you really think I'm afraid of you? Ling Jiuqian went all the way to the depths of Devil Beast Mountain and suddenly stopped in the air. Without saying a word, Qin Feng swung his saber. The golden saber aura exploded in the air, and a row of towering trees fell instantly. Ling Jiuqian really did not dodge. He raised the golden rock slash in his hand and met it with the same golden light, setting off a violent airflow. Bang, bang, bang. Loud noises rang in the depths of the forest. Xiao Shi and the others stood in the distance, not daring to approach. They could only see the light in the sky, and it felt like the end of the world. The two were equally matched in strength, and the spiritual weapons they possessed were also similar. The golden phoenix and the golden rock kept clashing, and the winner could not be determined in a short time. Ling Jiuqian, let's see if you can take this attack of mine. Qin Feng attacked again. With a wave of his hand, the golden phoenix turned into the rainbow demon storm spear. Ling Jiuqian's eyes flashed with surprise. Obviously, he had seen the power of this spear. He did not expect Qin Feng to have even combined the Scarlet Demon Red equipment. Stab, stab, stab. Qin Feng had already attacked with his spear in a split second. Suddenly, thousands of red spear auras shot out. It was as if they were affecting the power of heaven and earth. Ling Jiuqian did not have time to dodge. He quickly gathered his true qi and slashed down. The golden saber aura suddenly soared and condensed into a giant golden rock. The golden rock was like a living creature. Wherever it went, there were explosions. The hundreds of spear auras were unstoppable. They pierced through the golden rock's body and flew away. The golden saber auras gradually dissipated, but there were still hundreds of spear auras filling the void. Just as Ling Jiuqian was about to swing his saber again, his body was sent flying. Boom! The sound of his landing was so loud that a deep crater was formed on the ground. Previously, Qin Feng was the one who was beaten to the ground every time they fought. But now, it was the other way around. Qin Feng's attack was so fierce that a few cracks appeared on Ling Jiuqian's Star God armor. His body was covered in blood, and his long hair was covered in dust. It was the first time Qin Feng saw him in such a sorry state. Ling Jiuqian, this is what you deserve. Our grudge can finally be settled. Now that Qin Feng knew that the disciples of the Thousand Shadow sect had come out of seclusion, he planned to find the Thousand Shadow sect afterward. In this case, it was meaningless for Qin Feng to keep Ling Jiuqian alive. He thrust his spear again, and thousands of spear auras rained down. Ling Jiuqian's eyes narrowed. He was so angry that smoke was coming out his head. The ground suddenly exploded, and the huge crater sank a few meters deeper, as if it was going to reach the Earth's core. Qin Feng's expression changed. He quickly looked around, but Ling Jiuqian was not in the crater. His attack had missed. You want to kill me? Easier said than done. Let me devour your system instead. Ling Jiuqian had landed in the depths of the forest 100 meters away. The golden rock slash in his hand had disappeared, and the pink Star God armor on his body had turned into a Tempest mech. The mech's design was domineering, and it gave off a metallic vibe. He suddenly raised his arms, and sparks flashed like two machine gun muzzles. Ta-ta-ta! A hail of bullets rained down. Each bullet was the size of a ping-pong ball, and they were so fast that they seemed to come with the wind. Qin Feng quickly regained his senses and thrust his spear forward. Suddenly, the air in front of him exploded, and thousands of red spear auras surged out. They collided with the raindrop-like bullets, creating a violent explosion. A gust of wind rose, and the earth shook. Within 100 meters of the battle, trees collapsed, and lives were lost. Xiao Shi and the others panicked. They wanted to help Qin Feng a few times, but the violent true qi forced them back as soon as they got close to the outer area of the battle. The disciples of the Martial Art Alliance had already thrown down their weapons and surrendered. They were surrounded by dozens of spirit beasts, and their legs were trembling in fear. Qin Feng was a little confused by the Tempest Mech's cannonballs, and the true qi in his body could not keep up. He put away the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear and slashed with the Golden Phoenix. Hundreds of meters of saber qi pierced through the clouds, and the bullets were destroyed in the explosion. Let's see how long you can last. Have a taste of the power of my Tempest cannonballs. Seeing that Qin Feng was in a mess, Ling Jiutian laughed wildly. Suddenly, a cannon muzzle opened on his back, and several giant cannonballs flew out. The cannonballs were faster than flying swords, and they set off a gust of wind wherever they went. They arrived in front of Qin Feng in the blink of an eye. Boom! Several cannonballs exploded at the same time, and the violent airflow swept across the sky. Qin Feng's saber had just landed, but he was sent flying. Ling Jiutian chased after him. Bullets rained down on his arm, and 3 more cannonballs flew out from his back. In the blink of an eye, he fell to the ground. The ground cracked, and a row of trees was blown away. Qin Feng had already escaped. 2 balls of flames flickered in the void. He was wearing a black mech, and he was riding a golden tornado wheel. He held the Golden Phoenix saber in one hand and raised his other arm to shoot black laser bullets. The muzzle on his chest was wide open, and there was a wind-cloud-mad demon cannon hanging from his waist and a fiery cannon on his shoulder. Ling Jiutian was taken aback by Qin Feng's technological products. Qin Feng was also enraged. Since Ling Jiutian wanted to play mech battle, Qin Feng would play with him to his heart's content. Boom! 3 black tracking cannonballs flew out, and the laser bullets filled the sky. Chapter 1328. Ling Jiutian was scared out of his wits when he saw the huge cannonballs flying towards him. As the owner of the King of Ambition system, he had been searching for and devouring the existence of other systems for the past 20 years. Even so, his King of Ambition system did not have as many spiritual weapons and mecha suits as Qin Feng. This Qin Feng was just too terrifying. Boom! Qin Feng's ferocious attack was like a flood and a ferocious beast, instantly dispersing Ling Jiutian's cannonball attack. The sky full of black lasers landed on Ling Jiutian's body with a series of dull thuds. Ling Jiutian's body swayed in the air like a kite with a broken string. At this moment, 3 tracking cannonballs exploded at the same time, igniting a raging flame tens of meters high around him. How could an ordinary person survive such a powerful explosion? Qin Feng dared not let his guard down. He rushed forward on his golden wheel and slashed at the flame. The condensed saber qi cut the flame in half. Ling Jiutian was hit and fell to the ground. Bang! Bang! The ground shook and was full of craters, as if a war had taken place. Qin Feng hovered in the air, his eyes fixed on the situation on the ground. Ling Jiutian's Tempest mecha had been blown to pieces, and he was lying naked at the bottom of the crater. His body was a mess of blood and flesh, and he could not even tell which parts were missing. Ling Jiutian, I'll ask you one last time. What's going on with the system? Qin Feng was not in a hurry to kill this person. There was no need to ask about the mystery of his mother's whereabouts. But Qin Feng still had many questions about the system. Back in South Africa, Qin Feng destroyed the Golden Assassin cruise base and helped Ling Jiutian complete his mission. Who would have thought that it was just a plot by Ling Jiutian? And in the end, he killed Senior He-chun. Qin Feng had always remembered the hatred of Senior He-chun. Whether Ling Jiuqian told him the secret of the system or not, Qin Fun was going to kill him. Heh, you want to know the secret of the system? I'm not going to tell you. Don't think that you're strong just because you defeated me. You can't kill me. Seeing that Ling Jiuqian was not going to tell him, Qin Fun did not say anything. With a wave of his hand, a golden saber chi of hundreds of meters long condensed in front of him. The saber landed on the ground, splitting the ground into two. However, there was a flash of silver light, and Ling Jiuqian suddenly disappeared. He seemed to have escaped using a function similar to a dimensional rift. The loud noises in the air continued. The ground was covered in cracks, and the surrounding trees collapsed. It was a sense of destruction. Qin Fun stood there with the saber in his hand. He observed his surroundings for a long time and finally confirmed that Ling Jiuqian had really disappeared. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Fun, for completing the mission of defeating Ling Jiuqian. The system will reward you 300,000 Hedonist points, 1x Moon God Armor, 1x Star Technology Black Dragon Tank. Host points, 949 million host points. The system notification sounded, and Qin Fun's disappointment from Ling Jiuqian's escape eased a little. He looked at the Moon God Armor. It just so happened that he lacked a defensive spiritual armor. The Moon God Armor and Moon Sorrows were of the same series. As a pink-grade spiritual armor, its defensive power was not to be underestimated. With a thought, a set of sparkling pink spirit armor appeared on Qin Fun's body. The Moon God's armor contained a tranquil aura that was very similar to the cold power of the Moon God hidden in the Moon Sorrow. Once this spirit armor was activated, it could surge with the power of the Moon God and block an enemy's fatal blow. Qin Fun looked at the black dragon tank produced by Star Technology. The tank was mighty and huge. It was made of special materials, and its entire body shone with a pitch-black light. It gave off a deep and mysterious feeling. He wanted to summon the black dragon tank to test its effects, but Xiao Shi and the others were nearby. It was hard to explain why he suddenly summoned such a huge tank. Qin Fun suppressed his excitement and looked at the 949 million Hedonist points again. Recently, he had been accumulating Hedonist points in order to open the Immortal Island. The Immortal Island required 2 million Hedonist points to open, and now he was about to collect them. Ding! The Hedonist Sovereign System has issued a quest. Chase the Despair Sect's disciple back to the Despair Sect and stabilize China. Quest time limit, 1 month. If the quest is successfully completed, the system will reward 100,000 Hedonist points and a Star Technology Lightning Crossbow. If the quest is failed, 200,000 Hedonist points will be deducted. The system notification sounded again, and a new quest was issued. Qin Fun looked through all the quests. There were only 3 unfinished quests left. Chase the Despair Sect's disciple back. Forge the second celestial artifact, the Golden Rock Sovereign Armor. Help Xiao Shi take revenge and rebuild the Spirit Beast clan. Qin Fun had become the new Beast King, annihilated the Spirit Beast Sect's disciple, and stabilized the Beast clan's power on Devil Beast Mountain. However, the quest to rebuild the Spirit Beast clan had not been completed yet. It seemed that he had to help Xiao Shi destroy the entire Spirit Beast sect to complete this quest. Qin Fun, are you all right? Xiao Shi's voice suddenly rang in his ears. She was wearing a snow-white dress as she dashed toward him from afar. Gu Chun and Xiao Gong also rushed over. The 3 of them surrounded Qin Fun and checked his condition worriedly. Fenger, where's that guy? Who is he? Gu Chen's thick brows knitted together. Qin Fun replied, that person is Ling Jiuqian, an elder of the Spirit Beast sect. He came out of his closed-door cultivation 20 years ago and stayed in the secular world of China. Now, he controls the Martial Artist Alliance. I almost killed him, but he escaped in the end. Qin Fun revealed Ling Jiuqian's identity. Xiao Shi, Xiao Gong, and Xiao Gong were shocked. Gu Chun was the most emotional. He is Ling Jiuqian. He is the one who sent people to kill your mother. I have been preparing to seek revenge on him. Qin Fun had met Ling Jiuqian a few times and with his own secret investigation, he had some understanding of the secret behind the chaos in the martial world. According to Qin Feng's speculation, Ling Jiutian discovered that his mother had a system and wanted to devour the Hedonist sovereign system. So, he secretly sent people to kill Qin Ying and Gu Chun. Later, Emperor Qin adopted Qin Feng, and the system fell into Qin Feng's body. In the blink of an eye, 20 years had passed. Qin Feng became the owner of the Hedonist sovereign system, and his strength grew stronger day by day. After he found out the reason, he swore in his heart that he would kill Ling Jiutian with his own hands. "Dad, you don't have to worry about this. I will personally bring Ling Jiutian's head to you." Qin Feng's eyes were filled with majesty, and his voice was filled with an unquestionable momentum. "I still have to kill my way into the hopeless realm and bring my mother out." Gu Chen's eyes were filled with tears as he looked at Qin Feng emotionally. In the blink of an eye, 20 years had passed. Qin Feng had grown up, and his strength had even surpassed Gu Chun. He had become a man of indomitable spirit. Good. Dad will wait for you to take revenge and bring Qin Ying back. Our family of 3 will be reunited." Gu Chun and Qin Feng hugged each other. This warm and touching scene made Xiao Shishir and Xiao Gong's eyes a little wet. Xiao Shishir also began to miss her clansmen. She swore in her heart that she would rescue the spirit beasts. After Ling Jiutian escaped, the disciples of the Martial Art Alliance were completely defeated. When Qin Feng and the others rushed back, the group of disciples was still surrounded by a group of spirit beasts, not daring to move. "Alliance Master Qin, it was Ling Jiutian who ordered us to come. In fact, we don't want to go against you. Please spare us, Alliance Master Qin. Senior Azure Dragon, we are all working for the Chinese government. Please have mercy." As soon as Qin Feng came over, the group of Martial Art Alliance disciples hurriedly begged for mercy. Some of the more timid ones even knelt on the ground. Qin Feng did not make things difficult for them. He let them leave on their own, but left Ling Yun'er behind. Now that all the disciples of the Spirit Beast sect had been killed, Ling Yun'er was the only one left. Qin Feng did not pity her because she was a woman, but because he planned to go to the Hopeless Realm later, and Ling Yun'er could lead the way. Now that the situation had stabilized, Xiao Shishir and the others brought the group of spirit beasts to recuperate, and Qin Feng left Ling Yun'er alone. At noon, the depths of Devil Beast Mountain was still gloomy and cold. Especially after several battles, the environment had become even more bleak and terrifying. When Ling Yun'er saw Qin Feng kill Ling Feng and Ling He with a single slash, she was extremely afraid of this person. When she saw him walking towards her step by step, her little body trembled in fear. Young hero Qin, I have eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. Please spare my life, young hero Qin." Ling Yun'er suddenly knelt on the ground and kowtowed desperately to Qin Feng. Qin Feng ignored her and stood in front of her. When Ling Yun'er saw that Qin Feng did not speak, her heart was in turmoil. Suddenly, she gritted her teeth and plucked off the branches and leaves on her body, revealing her perfect figure. "What are you doing?" Qin Feng's face turned cold. Ling Yun'er suddenly threw herself at Qin Feng and used her body to rub against Qin Feng's arm. "Young hero Qin, I am willing to serve you. Please spare my life." Ling Yun'er's heart was filled with despair. She was a talented female disciple of the Hopeless Realm's Spirit Beast sect. How could she have imagined that she would end up in such a miserable state? First, her body was violated by that stinky old man, Ling He. Now, she had to humble herself and take the initiative to seduce Qin Feng. Qin Feng felt disgusted. He pushed Ling Yun'er away and reprimanded her. "Behave yourself. I did not keep you alive to do this kind of thing. I want you to answer a few questions. If you dare to hide anything, I will kill you." Ling Yun'er was stunned. She had always thought that Qin Feng spared her life because of her beauty. Was that not the case? Soon, Ling Yun'er came to a realization. Xiao Shishir was pure and charming. Her beauty was in no way inferior to her. Why would a woman like Qin Feng care about her? "Young hero Qin, please ask. I will tell you everything I know." Ling Yun'er heaved a sigh of relief. "Where is the Hopeless Realm gate? How do I get in?" Qin Feng went straight to the point. Ling Yun'er was stunned. She looked like she was struggling. The entrance of the Hopeless Realm Gate was the secret of all the disciples of the Hopeless Realm. If anyone dared to leak this secret to the people of the secular world or the martial arts world, they would be hunted down by all the sects of the Hopeless Realm. Because of this, the Hopeless Realm Gate had existed for thousands of years. Only the people inside knew how to enter. Chapter 1329. You won't tell me? Then it's useless for me to keep you alive. Seeing Ling Yun'er's hesitation, Qin Feng's body suddenly erupted with majestic, genuine qi. With a wave of his hand, the mighty golden phoenix saber floated above Ling Yun'er's head. Ling Yun'er was so scared that her delicate body trembled. She quickly said, Young Master Qin, don't kill me. The entrance of the Extinction Sect is near the Ice Lake Mountain Sect of the inner hidden sections. The exact location changes constantly. Qin Feng was stunned. The entrance could change? No wonder the Extinction Sect had not been discovered by the secular world and the outer martial arts world for thousands of years. The probability of entering the Extinction Sect by accident was even smaller than winning the lottery. Since the entrance is constantly changing, how can you find it? Qin Feng continued to ask. Since Ling Yun'er had already spoken, he might as well say what he wanted to say. Although the entrance changes, each of the Extinction Sects has a way to find the entrance. It's not difficult to find the entrance. Qin Feng calmed down. As long as Ling Yun'er was by his side, there was no need to worry about not being able to find the entrance. How many sects are there in the Extinction Sect? Why do you only come out once every 10 years? Qin Feng had too many doubts about the Extinction Sect. Ling Yun'er said, the Extinction Sect has been around for thousands of years. There are many sects inside. If you include the big and small sects, there are at least thousands of them. As for when they come out, it's not decided by us. It's decided by the formation at the entrance. The formation is extremely powerful. Usually, the people in the Extinction Sect can't come out at all. Every 10 or 20 years, the formation will show signs of loosening. Then, the sects will pick some disciples to break the formation and come out together. Qin Feng learned a lot of information about the Absolute Gate from Ling Yun'er. The formation used to enter and exit the Absolute Gate was actually so powerful that even the experts of the Absolute Gate couldn't easily break it. In this way, it seemed like the person who set up this formation was extremely powerful. Now, Qin Feng's horizons were broadened again. He found that although he stood at the peak of the martial arts world and the secular world and the outer martial arts world, it was not worth mentioning in the Extinction Sect. It seemed that his path of cultivation had just begun. Ling Yun'er told him everything she knew. However, she was only a disciple in the Extinction Sect, so she did not know some of the secrets of the Extinction Sect. Qin Feng still had many unanswered questions. He planned to go to the Extinction Sect to find the answers. These days, Qin Feng stayed in Devil Beast Mountain. He had just reunited with Gu Chun, so he couldn't bear to leave for a while. Xiao Shi and Xiao Gong stayed behind as well. For the past few days, the two of them had been healing the beast's wounds. Xiao Shi had broken through to the Holy Beast Master Realm, and she was even using the Heaven and Earth Holy Light to help some ordinary beasts evolve into spirit beasts. Devil Beast Mountain regained its peace and tranquility. Qin Feng used the Spirit Spring to cultivate a few more times and completely stabilize his realm at True Qi Stage 5. Now, he was invincible against anyone below True Qi Stage 6. On the 5th day, Qin Feng had no choice but to leave. Although he was very reluctant to part with Gu Chun, he still had too many missions. After a short pause, he had to continue on to the battlefield. Xiao Shi and the others left with Qin Feng, while Gu Chun stayed in Devil Beast Mountain to continue leading the Beastmen. Before leaving, Qin Feng asked for a few golden rock feathers. He still had an unfinished mission to forge the golden rock celestial armor, and the golden rock's feathers were the main material for forging the celestial armor. The group had already walked out of Devil Beast Mountain. They had been staying in the gloomy environment for the past few days. Now that they saw the majestic scenery of the vast sea and sky, they were all deeply moved. Qin Feng, where are we going now? Xiao Shishir looked at Qin Feng and asked, "Let's go to Hero City first. You and second Uncle Xiao Gong stay in Hero City and help me look after Ling Yun'er. I'll go and find out the whereabouts of the Extinction Sect's disciples and see if I can find Zhao Ling Xian." Qin Feng quickly made a decision. If he couldn't find Zhao Ling Xian in the secular world, he could only enter the Extinction Sect and search for her in the Thousand Shadows Sect. At that time, he could take Zhao Ling Xian and his mother with him. Everyone obeyed Qin Feng's orders. Devil Beast Mountain and Hero City were separated by a river. When they arrived at Hero City's gate, they were stunned. The city was heavily guarded, and there were even Chinese armed forces guarding the perimeter. Qin Feng, it seems like something happened in Hero City. Xiao Shishir's expression changed drastically. She had long regarded Hero City as her home. Qin Feng strode to the city gate and saw Lu Jie and the others personally leading a patrol team. "B-Boss, are you really back?" Lu Jie was stunned when he saw Qin Feng. Then, he excitedly gave Qin Feng a bear hug. Yunzhe, Longhair, Qin Wudao, and the others were all guarding the gate. Ever since the White Song Gates people came to cause trouble a few days ago, everyone had been on guard. Qin Feng gave everyone a simple greeting and immediately asked, "Did something happen in Hero City? Why is it so heavily guarded? This gate is newly built, right?" Qin Feng quickly discovered that something was wrong. The buildings in the outskirts of Hero City were all new, and there were many buildings that were still under construction. Lu Jie and the others' expressions became grave. Yunzhe walked up and said, "Brother-in-law, Hero City was attacked a few days ago." Qin Feng looked at them closely and discovered that they were all more or less injured. Qin Feng was instantly enraged, and his eyes were spitting fire. "Who dares to cause trouble in Hero City? None of you are a match for them. Where are the people from the outer Wulin stationed here? Did they not help?" Qin Feng had long regarded the two bases of Hero City in China as his home, especially Hero City in Acropolis City. Many of his women lived there, so Qin Feng could not afford to make any mistakes here. Qin Feng attached great importance to this place, so he pulled many sect from the martial arts world to build new bases in Hero City. He never thought that Hero City could still be attacked under such a strong lineup. Everyone had a bitter expression on their faces, and they were ashamed to see Qin Feng. Qin Wudao stood up and said, "Big brother, it seems that the Extinction Sect's disciples have come out of seclusion. They are too powerful. The 6 people who came are all true energy realm experts." Later, Senior Dragon God and the 12 peaks of the Dragon Gate came, but they were no match for them. In the end, we relied on China's firearms to beat them away. But when they left, they said that they would soon join forces with the Extinction Sect disciples to seek revenge. So we, Tian, have been guarding here, and Hero City has been put on the first level of alert. Qin Wudao told Xiao Shishir what had happened recently. Xiao Shishir listened with a face full of anger. Ling Yun'er trembled in fear. She was a member of the Extinction Sect, and she was afraid that Qin Feng would vent his anger on her. Qin Feng's expression was cold, but he understood. No wonder there were people who dared to come to Hero City to look for trouble. It turned out that they were from the Extinction Sect. "Young Master Qin, those Extinction Sect's disciples are too powerful. What should we do now?" Longhair looked anxious. Qin Feng looked at the crowd and comforted them. "Don't worry, everyone. No matter who offended Hero City, they will pay the price in blood. I will find those troublemakers in the next few days and make them regret offending us." Qin Feng was as powerful and dignified as ever. Now that he had broken through to stage 5 of true energy, he indeed had the confidence to say such harsh words. However, Lu Jie and the others still looked serious. They had seen the ferocity of Xie Bing and the others with their own eyes. Even the Dragon God and the 12 Peaks could not defeat those people. Could Qin Feng really do it alone? At this time, the women rushed over after hearing the news of Qin Feng's return. They had been in a state of anxiety recently, and when they saw Qin Feng, they all threw themselves into his arms. Lin Bei even cried. Seeing that Hua Yin, Ren Xiao Yao, and the other women were injured, Qin Feng was even more furious. He wanted to find the White Barn Sect's disciples and kill them all. However, he suppressed his anger and tried his best to show his gentle side in front of the women. Qin Feng, a lot of experts suddenly appear in Huaxia, and they all want to attack our hero city. What should we do? Lin Bei lay in Qin Feng's arms and trembled. Qin Feng patted her back with a heartache and said, "Don't worry, I will find those people and take revenge. They dared to bully my women and friends, so I will not let them off easily." Qin Feng was the city lord of Hero City, and he was an unshakable mountain in the women's hearts. With his comfort, everyone's emotions gradually calmed down. They had not seen Qin Feng for a long time, so they quickly pulled Qin Feng to the villa. There were more than 10 women in the house. Fortunately, the villa's living room was spacious enough, or else the women would not be able to sit down. Qin Feng carried Lin Bei along the way. At this time, Lin Bei was still lying in his arms and refused to come out. Han Ying was the most rational, so she already talked about the important matter. "Qin Feng, who are these disciples of the Extinction Sect? Why haven't I heard of them before?" Qin Feng was afraid that the women would worry, so he said in a very casual tone, "They're just some martial artists who live in seclusion in the mountains. Actually, they're not that powerful, so don't worry." Han Ying was very smart, and she knew that Qin Feng was comforting everyone. She raised her beautiful brows and said, "I heard from the Divine Dragon that those people are very powerful, and any disciple can defeat him. Qin Feng, don't let your guard down. The enemy this time is really powerful." Qin Feng knew that Han Ying was saying this for his own good, so he nodded and said, "I know, but those people are like ants in my eyes, nothing to be afraid of." In the battle at Devil Beast Mountain, Qin Feng killed Ling Feng, who was at Spiritual Energy Stage 5, with one slash, pierced through Elder Ling He, who was at Spiritual Energy Stage 6, and finally defeated Ling Jiutian. With his current strength, he dared not say that he could run amok in the Extinction Sect, but the disciples who came out of seclusion this time were really not worthy of his attention. "Qin Feng, you are back." At this time, the Divine Dragon walked in with a hurried expression. His brows were knitted together, and it was obvious that he had encountered a very difficult problem. Qin Feng knew that the Divine Dragon was here to talk about the Extinction Sect, so he let the women play by themselves first. Very soon, only the two of them were left in the large living room. The Divine Dragon had no reason to avoid it, so he went straight to the point. "Qin Feng, a group of disciples from the Extinction Sect, White Granary Sect, came to kill a few days ago. They are all at Spiritual Energy Stage 2 and above, and there's even a powerful being that even I can't see through. These few days, a few more groups of Extinction Sect disciples came to Hero City to cause trouble. Fortunately, they were scared off by Huaxia's firearms. According to the information from the Huaxia government, the day of the Extinction Sect coming out of seclusion has arrived, and the secular world is going to be in chaos." Chapter 1330. Qin Feng already knew what the Divine Dragon was talking about. He looked calm, which made the Divine Dragon depressed. "Qin Feng, are you listening to me? The secular world of Huaxia is going to be in chaos, and Hero City is about to fall. Why are you acting like nothing happened?" Qin Feng smiled. "Senior Divine Dragon, don't worry. I knew that the Extinction Sect would come out of seclusion. These bastards dared to attack my Hero City and disrupt the peace of the secular world. As the peace ambassador of Huaxia, I naturally won't let them off easily." The Divine Dragon was stunned. "Am I not the peace ambassador of Huaxia?" Qin Feng glanced at the Divine Dragon in disdain. "You're old. A disciple from the Extinction Sect can bully you. It's embarrassing for you to be the peace ambassador." The corner of the Divine Dragon's mouth twitched. He wanted to beat Qin Feng up, but when he thought that he could not beat Qin Feng, he could only swallow his anger. "Don't be so smug, kid. The people from Extinction Sect are all crazy. They've been cultivating away from the secular world since young. Even you might not be able to beat them." Qin Feng smiled. "You're wrong. I'm going to take revenge on the disciples from the Extinction Sect. When the time comes, I'll kill them one by one." The Divine Dragon had no idea that Qin Feng had broken through 3 levels in one night on Devil Beast Mountain. To the Divine Dragon, Qin Feng could at most fight a powerhouse at Stage 4. If a stage 5 appeared, he would be at his wit's end. However, there were many stage 4, stage 5, and even stage 6 disciples who came out of seclusion. That was why the divine dragon was not optimistic about Qin Fen's chances. Don't try to act tough this time. The disciples from the extinction sect are many times stronger than you think. Even the 12 upper peaks and I are no match for them. I don't think it's realistic for you to intimidate the disciples from the extinction sect. The divine dragon and Qin Fen were as close as brothers now, so they said whatever was on their minds. Qin Fen pursed his lips and smiled. Then I can only say that you and the 12 upper peaks are too weak. You need to speed up your cultivation. Do you believe that I won't make sure to leave you? The dragon god was so angry that he rolled his eyes. Qin Feng smiled confidently. Shui won't listen to you. She's my family now. What's more, you're really weak right now. You won't let me tell you the truth? Stinking brat. I want to see how powerful you've become after not seeing you for a few days. The divine dragon was furious and sent a palm strike towards Qin Feng. Now that he had stepped into the second level of true qi, he was able to burst forth with the might of a third level true qi. That palm of his brought about a gale that shook the entire villa violently. However, Qin Feng casually grabbed and directly broke the godly dragon's move. He grumbled unhappily, "If you want to fight, fight outside. Don't destroy my villa." The divine dragon was shocked. How could he still be in the mood to fight? He stared at Qin Feng in disbelief and said, "Why, you broke through again? What realm are you in now?" Qin Fen broke the divine dragon's ferocious attack with one move, which really scared the divine dragon. "I just broke through to the 5th level of true qi, and now I'm invincible under the 6th level of true qi." There was no need for Qin Feng to hide anything from the divine dragon and told him the truth. The divine dragon almost fell to the ground. This Qin Feng's breakthrough speed was too fast. He still remembered the first time Qin Feng climbed to the top of Mount Divine Dragon more than half a year ago and was beaten up by him. As a result, the divine dragon could only look up to Qin Feng's realm. Even if Qin Feng had the help of the system, the divine dragon had it too. "Oh my brother-in-law, how did you break through? Quick, give me some pointers." In the face of realms, even a hero like the divine dragon changed his appearance. Qin Feng looked at him with disdain. "I went to Devil Beast Mountain a few days ago and found a spirit spring. I soaked in the spirit spring for a night and broke through." Qin Feng told the divine dragon everything that happened at Devil Beast Mountain, including how he killed the spirit beast sect disciples and chased Ling Jiuqian away. The divine dragon was so shocked that he felt like he was dreaming. Some time ago, he and Qin Feng fought with Ling Jiuqian near Neil's nest in South Africa. The two of them combined could not defeat Ling Jiuqian. How long had it been since then? Qin Feng actually chased Ling Jiuqian away with his own strength? The divine dragon was instantly excited. He grabbed Qin Feng's arm and shouted, "Quick, take out the spirit spring that you've hidden. I know you must have extra." Qin Feng shook off the divine dragon's arm and said, "That spirit spring needs to be attached to the spiritual source to store spiritual energy. It can't be taken away." The divine dragon's expression was dejected, but he quickly became excited again. "Then bring me to the spirit spring. I want to break through too. The spiritual energy in that spirit spring is limited. I've already absorbed most of it after breaking through. It will take at least 3 months to recover." "We'll talk about it then." The mystical dragon stared straight at Qin Feng, wondering if he was lying and purposely hiding the good stuff from them. Qin Feng got goosebumps from the divine dragon's gaze. "What I said is true. Don't tell me you don't even believe me?" Of course, the divine dragon believed Qin Feng. However, he was somewhat depressed. Qin Feng's level was getting further and further away from him. He could not wait to catch up. Now that you've stepped into stage 5, you do have the confidence to challenge the extinction sect's disciples who have come out of seclusion. Let's not waste any more time. I'll go and explain the situation to the 12 peaks now. The divine dragon quickly returned to business. Recently, the higher-ups of Huaxia had been having a headache because of the extinction sect's disciples. Seeing that the situation was getting out of hand, they could only use firearms to repel those people. They did not expect Qin Feng to appear out of nowhere. "Senior Divine Dragon, Help me get the list of the extinction sect's disciples who have offended Hero City. I want to teach them a lesson one by one. The divine dragon came in a hurry and left in a hurry. Not long after he left, Zhang Kuku's pretty figure jumped in. Big Brother Qin Feng, I want it. Zhang Kuku started taking off her clothes as soon as she entered the house. When she walked to Qin Feng, she was already naked. This girl was the most lively and cheerful among the girls. She had always been bold and dared to try new positions. Even Qin Feng could not do anything to her. Without Qin Feng doing anything, Zhang Kuku was already sitting on him. Qin Feng enjoyed himself while checking Zhang Kuku's body. This girl had mistakenly drunk the ancient almighty beast's gene fluid. It was as if a ferocious beast was living in her body. Qin Feng could not take it anymore. Kuku, is there anything wrong with your body recently? Qin Feng asked while he was doing it. Zhang Kuku looked satisfied. She hugged Qin Feng's neck tightly and blew hot air into his ear. Big Brother Qin Feng, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just that my strength has increased and my body's defense has become stronger. My sisters don't want to spar with me anymore. They will get hurt whenever I fight. Qin Feng was speechless. That was the ancient almighty beast's gene fluid. Even Qin Feng did not dare to fight with this girl. Bei Bei and the other girls must have suffered a lot. The gene fluid you drank is very powerful. Your body will become even more powerful in the future. Devil Beast Mountain is mine now. If you're itching for a fight, go to Devil Beast Mountain and fight the beasts. Don't bully Bei Bei and the others. Qin Feng ordered. Zhang Kuku moved faster and faster. Her voice changed. I know. Qin Feng's cell phone rang while the two of them were in the middle of their intense battle. He did not want to answer the call, but it was from Dongfang Qing Shui. What's wrong, Qing Shui? Qin Feng turned on the speakerphone and whispered into Zhang Kuku's ear. Hold it in. Don't scream. Zhang Kuku glared at Qin Feng and yelled as if she was throwing a tantrum. Qin Feng was startled when the house was filled with the undulating sound of her voice. There was no sound from the other end of the phone. After a while, Dongfang Qin Shui's angry roar came through. Qin Feng, which woman are you fooling around with this time? Yi Beixian has come to the Dongfang family. Do as you see fit. Dongfang Qin Shui had already hung up the phone. Qin Feng lost interest instantly. Yi Beixian still dared to cause trouble at the Dongfang family after he chased him away. It was obvious that Yi Beixian was well prepared. Dongfang Ming was not strong enough to suppress him. Kuku, I'm one of the Dongfang family. Qin Feng carried Zhang Kuku away from his body. Zhang Kuku pouted unhappily. No, I still want to. Qin Feng did not have the time to fool around with this little girl. He pretended to be serious and said, I have something important to do. Listen to me. Although Zhang Kuku was eccentric and willful, she was still rational when it came to proper business. She pouted and said coquettishly, Then I'll go with Big Brother Qin Feng. Qin Feng's current strength was more than enough to deal with Yi Beixian. He was not worried that something might go wrong along the way. Hence, he brought Zhang Kuku with him. At this time, a large group of people had gathered in the Dongfang family's courtyard. On one side were the disciples of the Dongfang family, led by Dongfang Ming Wang. On the other side were the Yi family members and a few men dressed in ancient attire. Yi Beixian stood in front of the Yi family members. Beside him were a few junior brothers and an elder from the mysterious ice sect. Ever since he was chased away by Qin Feng at the Dongfang family, Yi Beixian had been thinking of seeking revenge. Dongfang Ming Wang, hand that brat over now. Otherwise, I'll annihilate your entire family. Yi Beixian stood in front and shouted. As a disciple of the extinction sect, he was extremely arrogant. Whenever he opened his mouth, he would talk about annihilating the entire family. Moreover, he wanted to annihilate the Dongfang family. Dongfang Ming Wang's face turned pale. The Dongfang family's guards behind him also looked ferocious. However, they did not dare to do anything. The strength that Yi Beixian displayed last time was too powerful. It was obvious that he had called for reinforcements this time. Who knew how powerful the men standing beside him were? Qin Feng is not here. Get out of here. The Dongfang family doesn't welcome you. Dongfang Ming Wang did not dare to act rashly. He had already asked Qin Shui to inform Qin Feng. Now, he was deliberately stalling for time. Yi Beishuan's face turned cold. He had completely run out of patience. Oomph. Wasn't that brat quite arrogant a few days ago? Has he become a coward now? Then get Dongfang Qin Shui out. I've said that your granddaughter will marry into the Yi family. I'm a man of my word. Even if my cousin Yi Jinlong is dead, I'll marry your granddaughter to me. Dongfang Ming Wang frowned. He had already promised Qin Shui to Qin Feng. Apart from Qin Feng, Dongfang Ming Wang did not like anyone else, not even Yi Beixian. Chapter 1331. This red dragon of China was extremely powerful when he was enraged. The guard of the Dongfang family behind him were all nervous. However, the disciples of the Yi family and the mysterious ice sect looked indifferent, as if they didn't hear him at all. Huranwen? Yi Beixian had a playful smile on his face. He glanced at Dongfang Ming Wang and said, "Yo, I like to see how you're going to beat me up. How about I fight you with one hand?" Dongfang Ming Wang was furious. He knew that he wasn't Yi Beishuan's match, but as one of the 9 dragons of China, he had never been humiliated like this before. He would rather die than be humiliated. "Brat, you have no respect for your elders. Watch my fist." Dongfang Ming Wang roared and threw a punch. His long gray hair fluttered in the wind. His aura was like that of tiger. His punch created a strong gust of wind. The punch contained the aura of a peak stage 9 inner chi cultivator. The ordinary people of the Yi family couldn't breathe. Yi Beixian stood there with a cold smile on his face. When Dongfang Ming Wang's fist was about to touch his body, Yi Beixian suddenly threw a punch as if the sky was falling and the earth was cracking. Bang! A loud explosion occurred. Dongfang Ming Wang, who was at the peak of stage 9 inner chi, couldn't even withstand a single blow. He was sent flying dozens of meters away and knocked over a row of protective walls. The guard of the Dongfang family were shocked. Dongfang Ming Wang was the most powerful person in the dragon sect of China, the red dragon who represented the prosperity of martial arts in the mortal world. "Grandpa, are you all right? You bastards! How dare you hurt my grandpa? I'll make you pay when my boyfriend comes." Dongfang Qin Shui saw this scene after she finished her phone call. Tears welled up in her beautiful eyes. She was wearing a snow-white dress. Her cold expression made her look like a snow lotus on a mountain. Yi Beishuan's heart was burning when he saw her. "Beauty, you're finally willing to show yourself. Come back with me and be my woman. As for that bullshit man you mentioned, he's a coward now. How would he dare to show himself?" Yi Beixian acted as if nothing had happened after he sent Dongfang Ming Wang flying. He stared at Dongfang Qin Shui and wanted to take her to bed immediately. The members of the Yi family finally came to their senses and sighed at Yi Beishuan's power. Yi Jinlong's father, Yi Xing, walked to Yi Beishuan's side. "Nephew Beixian, we can't let the Dongfang family off so easily. Yi Jinlong, an elder, Yi Jinxing died tragically here a few days ago. It's all because of the Dongfang family and Qin Feng. We must make them pay with blood. Old Master Yi and young Master Yi Jinlong were both dead." Everyone in the Yi family was furious. Now that Yi Beixian had brought reinforcements to cause trouble, how could Yi Xing let them go so easily? Yi Beixian furrowed his brows slightly. He had really taken a fancy to Dongfang Qin Shui's beauty. He planned to subdue this woman and spend every night with her. This way, the Dongfang family wouldn't be able to suppress them anymore. However, Yi Beixian couldn't let Qin Feng go no matter what. "I have the final say in this matter. The Dongfang family will pledge allegiance to the Yi family in the future. As for that Qin Feng, I will personally go to the Qin manor and exterminate his entire family." Yi Beixian was vicious and merciless. With a single thought, he wanted to exterminate an entire family. Dongfang Qin Shui was so angry that she gnashed her teeth and yelled at Yi Beixian, "Don't even think about taking me away. I won't follow you even if I die. You can't defeat Qin Feng, so stop dreaming." Yi Beishuan's patience had its limits. He was furious. This time, he didn't come alone. He also called a few junior brothers and an elder from the mysterious ice sect. Now that he was repeatedly reprimanded and rejected by a woman in front of his junior brothers and elder, Yi Beixian felt ashamed. "You stinking woman, don't be so shameless. It's your fortune that I like you. If you don't get it, I'll exterminate your entire family." Yi Beixian's expression was so fierce that Dong Fangqing Shui didn't dare to say anything else. She wasn't afraid of death, but she couldn't drag her grandfather and the entire family down with her. "Qing Shui, hurry up and run. Don't worry about the Dongfang family. These people are all bastards. I'll fight it out with them." Dongfang Ming Wang steadied his breath and swung his fist at Yi Beixian. Dongfang Qing Shui jumped around anxiously as her grandfather was already in front of Yi Beixian. Yi Beixian's face was filled with a cold smile. Suddenly, the aura around his body skyrocketed. He thrust his palm forward with a momentum that could split open a mountain. This palm strike was aimed at Dongfang Ming Wang's life. Rumble. Loud noises reverberated in the courtyard, causing the ground to tremble slightly. Dongfang Qing Shui was taken aback. She realized that her grandfather was unharmed while Yi Beixian was sent flying and landed on the protective wall more than 10 meters away. Gasps of surprise came from the surroundings. Everyone was stunned by this scene. Then, they looked up into the sky and saw a silvery flash. It was as magnificent as a miraculous scene between heaven and earth. Big Brother Qin Feng, this person is too much of a scumbag. How dare he cause trouble with such little strength? Is he courting death? A mischievous and cute voice came from the courtyard. Qin Feng landed on the ground and rushed to Zhang Kuku with a gloomy face. Then, he slapped her, but in front of everyone. "You stupid girl. Who told you to jump down first? What if something bad happens to you?" Qin Feng ignored the Yi family members and dark ice sect experts in the courtyard. He was busy dealing with Zhang Kuku. He used the dimensional rift to teleport Zhang Kuku to the Dongfang family. However, before the dimensional rift completely disappeared, this girl jumped down hastily. Zhang Kuku pouted and glared at Qin Feng. She complained, "I saw that Elder Dongfang was in danger, and I was in a hurry to save him." Qin Feng was angry because he was in a hurry. Yi Beixian was a stage 4 true Qi stage expert. What if he hurt Zhang Kuku? What made him depressed was that Zhang Kuku sent Yi Beixian flying with a slap. "Qin Feng Kuku, where did you come from?" Dongfang Qing Shui was jolted awake and ran to their side. Zhang Kuku and Rao Sherman used to live in the Dongfang family's residence. They were very close to Dongfang Qing Shui. "Big sister Qing Shui, we flew here. Isn't it cool?" Zhang Kuku grabbed Dongfang Qing Shui's hand and jumped around excitedly. Dongfang Qing Shui rolled her eyes. She thought Zhang Kuku was joking. "Who are you? How dare you meddle in the affairs of the mysterious ice sect?" Qin Feng and Zhang Kuku's sudden arrival stunned the Yi family and the mysterious ice sect disciples for a while. The elder of the mysterious ice sect finally came to his senses. He was fuming with rage. Qin Feng looked at the mysterious ice sect disciples. 4 of them were at stage 3 true Qi stage. The elder of the mysterious ice sect was slightly stronger, but he was only at stage 5 true Qi stage. With Qin Feng's current strength, he could kill these people with a single slash. "Stinky old man, who told you to yell at Big Brother Qin Feng? Don't think that I won't dare to slap you just because you're old." Zhang Kuku glared at Elder Xianjun angrily. Elder Xianjun was so angry that he felt like his lungs were going to explode. As the young elder of the mysterious ice sect, his status was very high. Now that he had come out from his secluded cultivation and came to the secular world, he became even more arrogant. He was almost invincible in the secular world. But now, he was scolded by a little girl. How could he be so lawless? "Shut your mouth, you stinky girl. I don't argue with women. Otherwise, you'd be a corpse by now." Xianjun took a step forward. True Qi surged out from his body and forced the Yi family members to retreat. Zhang Kuku's face darkened. Without saying a word, she threw a punch at Qin Feng. Her punch was as fast as lightning. Even Qin Feng couldn't stop her. "Ah, Kuku, come back here." "Oomph." You're courting death. Dong Fong Qin Shui screamed in fear. Dong Fong Ming Wang and the Yi family members were dumbfounded. They couldn't understand where Zhang Kuku got her courage from. Xianzhen was completely enraged. He stood still on the same spot. Suddenly, he threw a punch, and the air in front of him exploded. However, Zhang Kuku acted as if nothing had happened. She braved the hurricane and rushed towards Xianzhen. Rumble. When the fist and the palm collided, the violent shockwave shattered the tiles on the floor. Zhang Kuku screamed and was sent flying backward. Xianzhen's expression changed drastically. He retreated 3 steps and stabilized his footing. 6 deep footprints were left on the ground under his feet. Kuku, are you all right? Qin Feng leaped into Zhang Kuku's arms and carried her to the ground. Zhang Kuku's face was a little pale. Qin Feng held her tightly in his arms as soon as her feet touched the ground. Big brother Qin Feng, let go of me. I'll go and kill that bastard. Zhang Kuku was furious. Ever since she drank the ancient giant beast gene fluid, her temper had become stubborn and explosive. How could Qin Feng let go of Zhang Kuku? He wasn't paying attention earlier. Otherwise, he wouldn't have allowed Zhang Kuku to collide with Xianzhen. What if something bad happened? Kuku, don't worry. I'll avenge you. Qin Feng shielded Zhang Kuku behind him. Although the girl had calmed down a little, she still glared at Xianzhen angrily. The sudden turn of events stunned the crowd. Dongfang Ming Wang's face darkened. He, the Crimson Dragon of China, was sent flying by Yi Beixian with a single slap. Now, Qin Feng had brought a random woman with him, but she was able to send Yi Beixian flying with a single slap. What realm is this girl in? Qin Feng couldn't figure out Zhang Kuku's realm. Judging from her aura, she was only at stage 6 in her qi. However, it was obvious that Zhang Kuku was not an ordinary martial artist. There was an ancient giant beast hidden in her body. Her veins and blood were cleansed and transformed every day. She had the appearance of a beautiful young girl, but she possessed the power of an ancient giant beast. Qin Feng, you're finally here. You even brought an expert with you. Are you trying to live off a woman? Yi Beixian had climbed out from the brick wall. His long hair was covered with dust, and he looked like a mess. Everyone looked at Zhang Kuku with fear. They had the same thought as Yi Beixian. They thought that Qin Feng had brought a beautiful female expert to help him because he was afraid of the Dark Ice sect. Qin Feng glanced at Yi Beixian. He was amused by Yi Beixian's reaction, but he did not explain himself. How dare you cause trouble for the Dongfang family? It seems like you're tired of living. Chapter 1332. As soon as Yi Beixian's voice faded, Zhang Kuku yelled at him. You idiot! Cut off your head now. I've already blocked that old man's attack. Yi Beixian was taken aback. He looked as if he had just eaten shit. Fastest updated, the tense atmosphere was broken by Zhang Kuku's words. Many of the Dongfang clan's guards could not help but burst into laughter. Even Yi clan's disciples were holding back their laughter. Are you still a man? What was the point of hiding behind a woman? If you have the guts, come out and fight Elder Xianzhen. Yi Beixian glared at Qin Feng angrily. Zhang Kuku's slap had scared him so much that he didn't dare to speak to her. Dongfang Qin Shui and Dongfang Ming Wang were worried. They didn't know that Qin Fen had broken through a few days ago. In their opinion, Qin Fen could barely defeat Yi Beixian, but he definitely couldn't defeat Elder Xianzhen. Have you become stupid after being beaten by me? If Big Brother Qin Feng makes a move, he can kill that old geezer with one slash. Zhang Kuku was the only one in the courtyard who had faith in Qin Feng. Although Qin Feng did not tell her about his breakthrough, she could sense that Qin Feng was much stronger than her after drinking the ancient almighty beast gene fluid. Do you think I'm a 3-year-old? Who would believe your nonsense? Yi Beixian shot a disdainful glance at Zhang Kuku. Then, he glared at Qin Feng and yelled, Since you're here, cut the crap. If you have the guts, spar with Elder Xianzhen. Yi Beixian was the only one in the courtyard who was yelling at the top of his lungs to stir up the conflict. Xianzhen and the other 4 disciples stood at the side with cold expressions. In fact, they were all stunned by Zhang Kuku's strength. The 4 disciples couldn't even defeat Yi Beixian, so naturally, they didn't dare to fight Zhang Kuku. As for Xianjun, even though he had gained the upper hand with his palm strike, he was still a little worried. Zhang Kuku gave him a mysterious feeling. All right, since you want to see your elder get killed so badly, I'll fulfill your wish. Qin Feng stood in front of everyone and looked at Xianjun indifferently. Dongfang Qing Shui and Dongfang Ming Wang's expressions changed drastically. They hurried to persuade him. Qin Feng, don't go. If Yi Beixian invited that old man, he must be very powerful. Qin Feng, leave this place with Kiki and Qing Shui. Don't worry about us. Qin Feng was speechless when he saw the two of them acting as if they were facing a mortal enemy. But at this time, Xianjun suddenly sent out a palm strike, and the surrounding airflow changed accordingly. Qin Feng's expression changed, and a berserk true qi surged out from his body. Dongfang Qing Shui and the other two retreated one after another, feeling as if there was a pair of invisible hands pushing them. Brat, how dare you offend a disciple of the Dark Eyes sect? You're courting death. Xianjun's speed was extremely fast. In a breath's time, he arrived above Qin Feng's head. A cold smile flashed on his aged face. He did not see Qin Feng as a threat at all. It was as if Qin Feng would explode and die under his attack. Everyone's hearts were in their throats, and they were extremely nervous. Qin Feng leisurely threw a punch at the void. Suddenly, the weather changed drastically, and there were loud sounds of thunder and tiger roars in the air. There were also several flashes of white light, like shooting stars cutting through the silent night sky. Rumble! A bloody mist exploded in the air like a blooming, blood-colored rose. Everyone was dumbfounded. Was Elder Xianjun killed by Qin Feng with a single punch? Qin Feng had already landed on the ground, and he stood at the spot where he stood before, as if he had never moved. The sky above him was still exploding violently. Elder Xianjun's body had already exploded into pieces, and his flesh and blood were blown away by the wind. The courtyard was completely silent and shrouded in a strange atmosphere. Dongfang Ming Wang and Dongfang Qing Shui's eyeballs dropped to the ground, and the guard were so scared that they almost fell to their knees. The Yi family members' legs started to tremble, and they did not even have the strength to run away. Yi Beixian and his 4 junior brothers looked as if they had seen a ghost, and they wondered if they were dreaming. Holy shit. Big brother Qin Feng, how did you do that? You killed that old man with a single punch? Everyone was dumbfounded by Qin Feng's punch, but Zhang Kuku excitedly clapped her hands and ran at Qin Feng. Qin Feng slapped her sexy butt and scolded. What the fuck? Don't you look like a girl at all? Zhang Kuku did not mind. She hugged Qin Feng's arm and swung it back and forth. Big brother Qin Feng, I want to spar with you. I feel that no one in Hero City is a match for me. Even the Divine Dragon can't defeat me. Only you can spar with me. Zhang Kuku's words were arrogant, and she looked down on the Divine Dragon who had reached the pinnacle of Huaxia's martial arts. However, Qin Feng knew that she was telling the truth. The ancient giant beast in her body was extremely powerful, and if it wasn't for his consecutive breakthroughs in the past few days, he might not be able to defeat her. I'm busy right now. I'll spar with you when I'm free. What if you lose? Qin Feng patted Zhang Kuku's head lovingly. If I lose, I'll let you do whatever you want of me. Zhang Kuku stared at Qin Feng lecherously. Qin Feng had a feeling that she was eager to lose. Both of them ignored the other people in the courtyard. They were so affectionate that they almost started a fight. Dongfang Qing Shui could not stand it anymore. She quickly pulled Zhang Kuku away and said, Qin Feng, you haven't finished your business yet. Qin Feng looked at Yi Beixian again. The latter was trembling in fear. Not long ago, Yi Beixian was arrogant and domineering because Elder Xianjun was present. But now he was so scared that he almost fell to his knees. He did not expect Qin Feng to be so powerful. Elder Xianjun was a stage 5 true Qi stage expert, but he was defeated by Qin Feng with a single punch. What are you trying to do? Don't come any closer. Let's end this here. We'll mind our own business from now on. Yi Beixian retreated as he watched Qin Feng walk toward him step by step. Eventually, he retreated to a corner where he could no longer hide. And this here? You must be dreaming, right? I've already warned you last time. Do you think I'll let you go this time? Qin Feng's expression was ice-cold, as if he was looking at a dead man. Yi Beixian did not even have the courage to attack. He pretended to be calm and shouted, "Why you can't kill me? I'm a disciple of the Extinction Sect, the mysterious Ice Sect. You may be powerful, but you're nothing in the Extinction Sect. If you dare to cause trouble again, the mysterious Ice Sect will not let you go." Dongfang Qin Shui and Dongfang Mingwang were a little afraid. They were geniuses who knew what the Extinction Sect was. Even the disciples who came out of seclusion were at the vital energy realm. One could imagine how powerful the true experts of the Extinction Sect were. If Qin Feng really offended the big shots of the Extinction Sect, he would definitely be finished. "Qin Feng, let's end this here." Dongfang Mingwang stood up. He did not want Qin Feng to fall into the abyss of suffering because of the Dongfang family. Seeing this, Yi Beixian hurriedly continued, "Yes, yes. The great elder and faction leader of the mysterious Ice Sect are very powerful. They are both vital energy realm level 8 venerables. There are even some who are half a step into the fairy realm. You better let me go. Otherwise, everyone will be finished." Dongfang Mingwang's expression became more and more serious. Dongfang Qin Shui was scared to death when she heard this. As a disciple of the Blue Moon Observatory, she knew about the realms of martial cultivation. With Dongfang Qin Shui's current knowledge, she had only come into contact with vital energy realm experts. When she found out that there was still immortal energy realm after vital energy realm, she was extremely shocked. Noisy. How could Qin Feng be scared by Yi Beixian's words? He roared angrily and suddenly attacked with his palm. Yi Beixian jumped in fright. He hurriedly pulled out his sword and thrust it forward. At the same time, he shouted at his 4 juniors, who were still in a daze. "What are you waiting for? Hurry up and join hands to kill this brat. Let's take revenge for Elder Xianjun." Rumble. A loud explosion resounded in the air. Yi Beixian was sent flying, but he managed to keep his life. Qin Feng hurriedly pulled Dongfang Mingwang and Dongfang Qin Shui back, narrowly avoiding Yi Beixian's sword energy attack. The 4 disciples suddenly came to their senses. They all pulled out the spiritual swords on their backs and formed a sword formation. Then, they quickly attacked Qin Feng. Rumble. There was a sudden explosion in the sky, and a golden blade energy that was hundreds of meters long was formed. The blade energy was extremely fast, and in the blink of an eye, it landed on the heads of the 4 disciples. A deep ravine was formed on the ground of the courtyard. The crack extended all the way to the outside of the courtyard. The 4 disciples of the mysterious Ice Sect could not react in time. At the same time, their expressions changed, and their bodies exploded one after another. The entire courtyard was dyed red. Qin Feng landed on the ground. The golden phoenix in his hand had already disappeared. He killed 4 stage 3 true Qi venerables with 1 slash, but he walked towards Yi Beixian as if nothing had happened. Dongfang Mingwang was stunned. He finally realized that Qin Feng's strength had increased again. That violent slash just now was so fierce that even Dongfang Mingwang had to admit that he would not be able to withstand it. Yi Beixian was completely scared out of his wits. At this moment, his intestines were green with regret. He originally thought that Elder Xianjun would be able to suppress the Dongfang family and Qin Feng. Who would have thought that all the disciples and elders they invited would be killed by Qin Feng alone? Great hero Qin, spare this little brother's life. This little brother is willing to follow great hero Qin in the future. I will do anything for you without hesitation. Yi Beixian knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Qin Feng with all his might. He did not care even if his head was broken. Qin Feng's expression was cold. He did not care about Yi Beixian's pleas. He had always dealt with his enemies with 1 slash. Rumble. The golden light landed on the ground. Yi Beixian's body exploded into a bloody mess. The Dongfang family's courtyard was stained with blood. The air was filled with the stench of blood. The guards of the family were dumbfounded. Many of them could not help but tremble. Even though they knew that Qin Feng was a friend of the Dongfang family, They were still scared out of their wits after witnessing Qin Feng's strength. Qin Feng, what realm are you in now? Dongfang Ming Wang finally came to his senses. He looked at Qin Feng in disbelief. I just entered stage 5, true Qi not long ago. Now, I'm invincible under the stage 6, true Qi realm. Qin Feng did not need to hide anything from Dongfang Ming Wang, so he told him the truth. Dongfang Ming Wang's expression changed just like the dragon god. He still remembered that one year, when the Qin residents of the Vanguard City was in trouble, Qin Feng was forced to hide in the capital. He was the one who secretly protected Qin Feng. Chapter 1333. On this day, Qin Feng's name resounded in the secular world of China. A few days ago, when Hero City was destroyed, Qin Feng was nowhere to be seen. Many warriors from the secular world and the outer world even suspected that Qin Feng was hiding out of fear. Now, Qin Feng had returned triumphantly and killed all the disciples and elders of the mysterious Ice faction. However, this was only the beginning of a fierce battle. In the sky above the capital, there would be a strange phenomenon of silver light flashing every once in a while. The ordinary people did not know about it and thought it was a celestial phenomenon that only happened once in 100 years. Many people took out their phones to take pictures and videos. In the end, it attracted the attention of the Chinese astronomers and even appeared on the news. However, the warriors from the secular world and the outer world knew that this was not a celestial phenomenon. This was Alliance Master Qin coming back to take revenge. On a barren mountain outside the capital, Qin Feng found the disciples of Yinshan's sect. According to the name list that the dragon god had sent to Qin Feng, Mount Yin had just suppressed Hero City yesterday. If it wasn't for the Huaxia elite troops stationed outside the city attacking crazily and using firearms to chase these people away, they would have occupied Hero City. Elder by Changfeng, look, someone is coming. Mount Yunshan's group of 5 was recuperating on the barren mountain when one of the disciples suddenly cried out. As experts of the extinction sect, they didn't think that the silver light was a natural phenomenon. It was clearly an expert coming. A middle-aged man was sitting in the middle of the 4 disciples. He suddenly looked into the sky, and his pupils constricted. How is this possible? This is a flying technique that only someone half a step into the fairy realm can use. How can there be such an expert in the secular world of China? Could it be that one of the great elders or faction masters of the Zhu faction has come out? It shouldn't be. Bai Chongfeng's expression was serious. The 4 disciples around him had already jumped up. They held their long swords and looked at the silver light with vigilance. Who are you? Why are you here? Bai Chongfeng also stood up with his hands behind his back. His voice was full of dignity. Qin Feng's appearance stunned Yinshan's sect and the other 4 disciples. This person looked like he was in his early 20s. How could he have such amazing abilities? Bai Chongfeng's tense heart relaxed a bit. He could tell that Qin Feng was at True Qi Stage 5, which was the same as him. Plus, Bai Chongfeng had 4 disciples at True Qi Stage with him. If Qin Feng dared to attack, Bai Chongfeng was not afraid of him. Hero City's city lord, Qin Feng, is here to avenge your attack on the city gate yesterday. Qin Feng's expression was calm as he faced the 5 true energy realm martial artists. After finding out Qin Feng's identity, the 4 disciples' apprehension disappeared, and they immediately became arrogant. Huh, you were the master of that city? Why didn't you show up yesterday? I thought you were hiding like a coward. Ignorant junior, a mere trash from the secular world, dares to find trouble with Mount Yinshan? I think you must be tired of living. Elder by Changfeng, give the order. Let this disciple kill this brat with 1 slash. As members of the extinction sect, these 4 disciples were extremely arrogant and presumptuous. Bai Chongfeng did not put Qin Feng in his eyes and said indifferently, this guy is quite strong. The 4 of you attack together and be careful. It is more than enough to kill him. The 4 disciples received the order and immediately got into formation. They formed a rhombus formation and surrounded Qin Feng. The 4 of them held long sabers in their hands, and one of them said coldly, "Little ant, Why are you still not kneeling and kowtowing to admit your mistake? If you do, we can leave your corpse intact, noisy. Qin Feng found that the people of the extinction sect talked a lot of nonsense when they were fighting. He casually waved his hand and slashed towards the disciple who shouted. Instantly, 100-meter-long golden blade light exploded above the disciple's head. Before anyone could react, the place where the disciple was standing was left with a pile of flesh and blood. Hiss! The atmosphere suddenly became quiet, and the remaining 3 disciples gasped. Even Elder Bai Changfeng was stunned. His eyes almost fell to the ground. It was obvious that he was shocked by Qin Feng's strength. Boom! Another loud sound rang out. Once Qin Feng attacked, he would not stop. With 3 consecutive strikes, 3 venerables at the 3rd level of true qi fell, just like that. The air was filled with the strong smell of blood. Even Elder Bai Changfeng, who had killed countless people, felt disgusted and scared. Qin Feng's heart was too cold. He killed people like they were chickens, and his methods were so violent. Not to mention leaving a corpse intact. Even a piece of flesh would be blown away by the wind. Who are you? There is no expert like you in the secular world. If you are from the Extinction Sect, please tell us your sect. I am an elder of the Fire Cloud sect. We could discuss this. Bai Changfeng was a bit scared. Before, he didn't want to fight and ordered the 4 disciples to kill Qin Feng. Now, he didn't even want to fight. He just wanted to escape this terrifying place. Qin Feng held the golden phoenix in his hand and dragged his long blade on the ground. Wherever he went, a crack would appear on the ground. Don't you think it is a bit late to say this? Qin Feng seemed to be walking slowly, but he arrived in front of Bai Changfeng in a few breaths. Bai Changfeng saw that there was no room for discussion, so his face suddenly became cold. He pulled out his blade and slashed towards Qin Feng's head. A purple blade shadow came down like a curtain. It was as if the entire world was covered by the blade light. Bai Changfeng's old face was filled with a playful smile. Bastard, do you really think I am afraid of you? Today, I will let you know my power. Boom! Explosions could be heard in the air. Bai Changfeng's attack was very sudden and contained his full strength. Even a revered martial artist at the 5th stage of Zhen Qi stage would not be able to dodge it. Even if they did not die on the spot, they would suffer internal injuries. Qin Feng stood in the same place, and his body suddenly flashed with a pink light. The moon god armor was mighty and domineering. There was a steady and majestic aura flowing within the armor. This pink armor could gather the power of the moon god and block an enemy's full power attack after activating it. Qin Feng purposely didn't dodge because he wanted to test the power of the moon god armor. He activated his will, and an ocean-like aura surged out of his body. Bai Changfeng's blade light had already landed and continuously exploded around him. Qin Feng felt that there was a layer of air protecting his body, and the violent blade light was completely ineffective. Boom! Rumble! The explosions continued. Qin Feng stood in the center of the air and smiled at Bai Changfeng as if nothing had happened. The smile on Bai Changfeng's face suddenly disappeared, and his eyes were filled with disbelief. He quickly retreated as soon as his blade landed. Qin Feng's power made him feel like he was too far behind. You want to run after one strike? You should just stay here forever. Qin Feng was very satisfied with the defensive effect of the moon god armor. He jumped up and instantly arrived above Bai Changfeng's head. His long spear thrust out, and the power of the heavens and earth surged forth. Thousands of red spear lights instantly shot out, and Bai Changfeng didn't even have time to scream before he was pierced into a hornet's nest. Now, the 5 people who came out of Mount Cloud Mountain had all been killed. Qin Feng didn't stop at all. His body flashed with a silver light as he went to find the next group of enemies. In just one afternoon, the mysterious ice sect, Mount Cloud Mountain, Moon Falling Spring, Sky Cloud Sword, Life and Death sect, and 7 or 8 other sects that came out of seclusion were all killed. These people had challenged the prestige of Hero City a few days ago, and now that Qin Feng had returned, he and Hero City's prestige could not be challenged. The mortal world and the outer world were in an uproar. Damn, did you hear? Alliance leader Qin is back. Alliance leader Qin seems to have gone to take revenge on the disciples of the Extinction Sect. He has already killed the disciples of a few sections. These are all rumors. I don't know if they are true or not. The people of the Extinction Sect are all true energy realm experts. How can they be killed so easily? I swear on my life that these are not rumors. Not long ago, I saw Alliance leader Qin brutally kill the 5 disciples of Moon Falling Spring. He really killed one with one strike. Long live Alliance leader Qin. With Alliance leader Qin leading the mortal world and the outer world, our good days will continue. The 12 peaks of the Dragon Gate were shocked. They wanted to rush to Qin Feng and kowtow to him. Shenlong smiled bitterly. He knew that the gap between him and Qin Feng was getting bigger and bigger. Was this brat riding a rocket to level up? The upper echelons of the Chinese government, who were originally frowning, felt relieved. Qin Feng's powerful attack had hit the disciples of the Extinction Sect in the head and destroyed their arrogance. When the people of Hero City heard the news, everyone in the city cheered, and the atmosphere was even more lively than during the New Year. Some people were happy, while others were sad. In a cave in a barren mountain in the suburbs of the capital, hundreds of disciples of the Extinction Sect gathered. When they heard that Qin Feng had killed the disciples of the Extinction Sect and had already killed 7 or 8 sects, they were so scared that they hid. Where did Qin Feng come from? When did such a powerful expert appear in the mortal world of China? Everyone sat in a circle in the cave. A middle-aged man in a white robe with a red sun embroidered on his chest complained. Elder Sun Hung, I heard that Qin Feng is at the peak of the mortal world and the outer world. He is also known as the #1 in the mortal world and the alliance leader of the martial arts world. A female disciple of Purple Cloud Mountain in a purple robe with a sunset painted on it said. Elder Sun Hung of the Red Sun sect had a cold expression. Oomph. How can he be from the mortal world and the outer world? I think that brat is most likely from the Extinction Sect. A bald monk of Wuliang Mountain put his palms together and frowned. He shouldn't be from the Extinction Sect. Otherwise, why would he dare to kill us? Does his sect not want to stay in the Extinction Sect anymore? The other disciples nodded to show that they agreed with Monk Wuliang Mountain's words. One of Ji Qin's elders stepped forward and said, There's a reason why Qin Feng killed them. The few disciples who came out of seclusion seem to have offended Hero City, and Qin Feng is the city master of that city. He came back for revenge. Everyone heard the news. Elder Sun Hung of the Red Sun sect said coldly, So what if there's a reason? We are from the Extinction Sect. How can we be provoked by the martial arts ants of the mortal world? Chapter 1334. Sun Hang's words made everyone nod in agreement. After all, these people were not angry because Qin Feng had killed the disciples of the extreme factions. As different factions in the extreme factions, they were constantly fighting against each other. Now that Qin Feng had killed the disciples of other factions, these people were secretly happy. However, Qin Feng was still on the side of the Chinese government. Now that the Chinese government had announced that all the disciples who had come out of seclusion should return to the extreme factions, how could they agree? They had waited for 20 years to come out of seclusion for a month, and no one wanted to leave even a day earlier. What else can we do? We can't fight against Qin Feng and the Chinese government, can we? The beautiful disciples of the Purple Cloud Mountain looked anxious. All of them were beautiful, and many of the male disciples felt strange when they saw them. The eldest brother of the White Song faction, Xie Bing, was also hiding here. When he learned that the disciples of the factions who had offended Hero City had been killed, he was more nervous than anyone else. Seeing that the situation was critical, he suddenly jumped out and said, Isn't it just Qin Feng? Let's join forces and kill him. I don't believe he can be so powerful alone. Xie Bing's words made everyone think. The elder of Ji Chun said, Qin Feng is nothing to be afraid of. Even if he is a stage 6 vital energy master, so what? We can easily kill him if we join forces. It's just that the Chinese government has used firearms, and those cannons are too terrifying. The bald monk of the Wuliang Mountain nodded in agreement. The elder of Ji Chun is right. Qin Feng is nothing to us. We are afraid of the Chinese firearms. I haven't come out of seclusion for more than 40 years, And when I came out, I realized that the secular world of China has changed too much. The firearms are too powerful now, and I'm afraid that even a stage 8 vital energy master can't handle them. Unless we ask the old monsters of the half-step fairy realm to come out of seclusion. It's impossible for the seniors who are half a step away from the fairy realm to come out. They're all focused on seeking the Tao, and they don't care about the trifling matters of the mortal world. The Red Sun faction's elder, Sun Hung, continued, I think that we should all form an alliance and resist. After all, if we don't resist, we can only hide here. Sun Heng's words were reasonable, and many disciples of the factions nodded. Xie Bing was the first to jump out in support. Now that 4 of his sect's disciples had been killed and Xie Fei had been captured by the 12 Upper Peaks, he was isolated and helpless. He could not wait for everyone to form an alliance. Let's do it this way. I'll join the alliance team, Xie Bing shouted loudly. In any case, if we don't resist, we'll return. If we resist, we might stay for a few more days. I'll resist too. Immeasurable Mountain's monk also expressed his stance. Then Count our Zixia Mountain in Jichun has joined as well. More than 100 revered martial artists from dozens of sects in the cave had all joined the alliance. This was a lineup of more than 100 true Qi realm revered martial artists. In the secular world or the pugilistic world, just casually standing there would be enough to scare people to death. Even when Qin Fun had slaughtered his way into the territory of the devil race, the alliance of the devil race sects had not been this strong. The Extinction sect joined forces and charged toward Hero City. Qin Feng had killed the disciples of the sects that had provoked Hero City, and he was celebrating with everyone in Hero City. Everyone drank from afternoon to night. Lu Jie and the others were already drunk and collapsed on the dining table. Qin Feng's alcohol tolerance wasn't too good. He felt like he had drunk plain water for the whole afternoon. The only difference was that his stomach was a little bloated. Quite a few people had already been carried away by the Feng group members to rest. The women sat in a circle, none of them willing to leave. They stared fixedly at Qin Feng, causing Qin Feng to feel afraid. Big brother Qin Feng, you said you train with me. Let's go. Zhang Kuku sensed that there were more than 10 competitors hiding in the dark. She rolled her eyes and dragged Qin Feng away. This girl's speed was extremely fast. When she and Qin Feng disappeared into the night, Lin Bei Bei and the other girls suddenly woke up. Qin Feng was kidnapped? Lin Bei Bei realized this in hindsight and had a cute look on her face. Rauscher Man stomped her feet in anger. She grumbled inwardly. Why didn't Zhang Kuku bring her along? Zhang Kuku, that bitch. Let's not play with her anymore. Let's ostracize her for a few days to teach her a lesson. Han Ying was so angry that her chest heaved. I'm so bored. I'm going back to sleep. Huayan pouted and left dejectedly. The women left one after another. They had been waiting to sleep with Qin Feng tonight. Now that Zhang Kuku had kidnapped Qin Feng, there was no point for them to stay. Qin Feng was stunned by Zhang Kuku's speed. In the blink of an eye, they had arrived at the beach a few hundred meters away from the villa. Big brother Qin Feng, hurry up. Zhang Kuku stopped abruptly and threw herself into Qin Feng's arms. Qin Feng quickly circulated his true qi and prepared to stop Zhang Kuku. However, he soon realized that Zhang Kuku had taken off all her clothes. Aya, big brother Qin Feng, are you crazy? Do you really want to spar with me? We haven't finished in the morning, so we need to make up for it now. Zhang Kuku pushed Qin Feng down anxiously. Qin Feng was speechless as he enjoyed this precious moment on the beach. Zhang Kuku was indeed ferocious after drinking the ancient gene fluid. Even Qin Feng was afraid of her. After 2 hours, Zhang Kuku still had no intention to stop. Qin Feng quickly carried her away. Kuku, don't you have any self-control? Zhang Kuku blushed, feeling a little shy. She wasn't like this in the past. She only felt restless after drinking the ancient almighty beast gene fluid, but she would never mess around with others. Now that Qin Feng had finally returned, Zhang Kuku wanted to have a good time. Big brother Qin Feng, don't say anymore. I miss you so much. Zhang Kuku's voice was as soft as a mosquito. Qin Feng hugged her in his embrace and wiped the sweat off her head. Right now, your strength is comparable to that of a revered martial artist at the 4th level of true Qi. However, you still haven't completely controlled this power, so it comes and goes. In the future, don't blindly show off. What if something happens? Qin Feng reminded her of the battle between Zhang Kuku, Yi Beixian, and Elder Xianjun in the afternoon. Zhang Kuku finally calmed down. She lay in Qin Feng's arms obediently and nodded her head like an obedient kitten. Both of them sat on the beach and enjoyed the view of the sea under the night sky. Suddenly, Zhang Kuku screamed, "Oh no, someone is coming. I need to put on my clothes." Qin Feng saw the approaching people. It was not just one person, but a group of men and women who were dressed strangely. He quickly stood up and shielded Zhang Kuku behind him. Then, he looked at the hundreds of people on the sea. "Who are you? You have stepped into the territory of Hero City. Leave now, and I'll pretend that nothing has happened." Qin Feng's voice exploded on the sea like a muffled thunder. However, the group of people did not seem to have heard him. Instead, they sped up and rushed toward the shore. Swoosh! 5 white silhouettes landed on the beach. Then, an old voice roared, "Are you Qin Feng?" Zhang Kuku's temper flared up again. How dare these people disturb her time with Qin Feng? Just when she was about to throw a punch at them, Qin Feng pulled her into his arms. "I'm Qin Feng. Who are you?" Qin Feng's expression was solemn. The hundreds of people who suddenly appeared in the night were all true energy venerable ones. The old voice spoke again. "I'm Elder Ji Chun, Xiao Yi. After learning that you've massacred the Extinction Sect disciples today, I've come with the Extinction Sect's disciples to demand an explanation." A row of venerable ones stood on the shore in front of Qin Feng. All of them wore cold expressions as if Qin Feng owed them millions of dollars. Zhang Kuku was immediately displeased. She complained, "How dare you come and look for trouble with my big brother Qin Feng? It's those Extinction Sect's disciples who wanted to take over Hero City. They only have themselves to blame." The Extinction Sect's disciples landed on the shore one after another. At this moment, the hundreds of people had arrived and surrounded the shore. Qin Feng's name was well known, but it was their first time seeing him. They did not expect him to be a young brat. This made the Extinction Sect's disciples extremely depressed. "Little girl, this has nothing to do with you. Get lost." The Red Sun Sect's elder, Sun Heng's expression turned cold. He did not take Zhang Kuku seriously at all. Zhang Kuku was enraged. Even Qin Feng could not stop her sudden burst of power. A black shadow streaked across the shore under the night sky. With a muffled sound, it was as if a tsunami was coming. Bang! With a muffled sound, Sun Heng, who was shouting arrogantly a moment ago, disappeared. Instead, he created a wave on the sea. He, a true energy stage, 5 true energy venerable ones, was sent flying by Zhang Kuku with a single punch. The atmosphere suddenly became strange. Only the sound of the waves echoed in everyone's ears. The Extinction Sect's disciples came with great momentum, but as soon as they arrived at Hero City, they were shaken to the core. Qin Feng was shocked. He couldn't figure out Zhang Kuku's strength at all. It was as if her strength was limitless. He hastily pulled Zhang Kuku back and discovered that she had suddenly stopped talking. Her domineering aura had also disappeared. She stared at him with her big, silly eyes. "Kuku, are you all right?" Qin Feng asked as he touched Zhang Kuku's forehead. Zhang Kuku smiled awkwardly. "I'm fine." "No, but my ability suddenly disappeared. Big brother Qin Feng, I've started this conflict for you. I'll leave the rest of the fight to you." Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He almost threw the girl into the sea. The group of Extinction Sect disciples finally came to their senses, and the arrogance on their bodies dissipated greatly. A random little girl that appeared out of nowhere actually slapped Elder Sun Hung away. Just how many experts were hidden in Hero City? "You, how dare you attack us?" Elder Ji Chun and Xiao Ye's expression was cold. Although Zhang Kuku had lost her strength, her temper did not diminish. "What's wrong with attacking us? If you dare to talk nonsense again, I'll send you flying with a punch too." Chapter 1335. Ji Qin's elder, Xiao Yi, was the most powerful person in the group. He had stepped into stage 6 Qi 5 years ago and was now at the pinnacle of stage 6. He could break through at any time. Everyone had Xiao Yi as their leader and were waiting for his decision. Xiao Yi felt like he was pushed into the teeth of the storm. He was in a dilemma. Qin Feng, I know you're powerful and have reached stage 5 Qi. However, there are many among us who have reached stage 5 Qi as well. There are even a few who have reached stage 6 Qi. We're not here to fight you to the death. We just want you to listen to our orders and get the Chinese government to stop suppressing us. If you do that, we'll spare your life. Xiao Yi did not dare to fall out with Qin Feng directly. It would be best if he could suppress Qin Feng with the crowd's might. Qin Feng sneered, listen to your orders? Don't you think you're someone important? As the pinnacle of martial arts in the Chinese secular world and the outer martial world, how can I allow you to run amok here? I advise you to return to the extinction sect, and we'll all live in peace. Xiao Yi's face darkened. He did not know what to do. Suddenly, a shout came from the crowd. Brat, how can you talk to Elder Xiao Yi like that? You're just an ant at stage 5 Qi. We can kill you in minutes. The crowd looked over. It was Xie Bing from the White Barn sect. He was here to mobilize everyone's strength to kill Qin Feng. Otherwise, he would be the one to die. Zhang Kuku recognized Xie Bing. He was the ringleader who caused havoc in Hero City. Zhang Kuku could not use her ability that day. Otherwise, she would have beaten him up. How dare you show up, you bastard? Big brother Qin Feng, it's that guy. He brought people to bully us. Zhang Kuku pouted at Qin Feng since she did not have her ability anymore. Xie Bing was not afraid of Qin Feng at all since he had the support of the Extinction Sect disciples. He shouted in disdain, why would I show up? I'm here to destroy Hero City tonight and show you how powerful the Extinction Sect's people are. Xie Bing was not afraid of blowing things up. He could not wait to make the conflict between Qin Feng and the Extinction Sect's disciples as intense as possible. However, just as he finished speaking, before the light smile on his face had completely disappeared, a golden light descended from the sky, illuminating half of the sea in the vast night sky. A burst of violent aura surged out, and the calm sea was suddenly filled with violent winds and huge waves. Many of the Extinction Sect's disciples' expressions changed drastically, and they hurriedly retreated to the side. Xie Bing's eyes widened, and before he could dodge, he was already split into two halves by the Golden Phoenix saber. Rumble. The saber fell completely, but the loud noise on the surface of the sea did not stop at all. The seawater was dyed blood red, but it was quickly blown away by the wind. However, after a dozen seconds, everything returned to normal, as if nothing had happened. However, when everyone looked around, they could no longer see Xie Bing's figure. Everyone cried out in alarm in their hearts. A powerful cultivator at the 5th stage of true Qi had fallen just like that. He couldn't withstand the might of Qin Feng's blade. The originally confident crowd started to panic. They were afraid of China's firearms, but they didn't take Qin Feng seriously. Now, they realized that they had underestimated this person's strength. I'll give you one more chance. Return to the Extinction Sect tomorrow morning. Otherwise, I'll kill you on sight. Qin Feng's expression was cold, as if a god of death had descended. Even the group of powerful cultivators who came out of the Extinction Sect were afraid. Qin Feng's strength was beyond everyone's expectations. Elder Ji Chun and Xiao Yi's old face twisted into a ball. They felt as if an invisible slap was slapping them in the face. The hundreds of powerful cultivators behind him did not speak, and they waited for Xiao Yi's decision. The atmosphere was deadlocked for a moment, and Xiao Yi suddenly said, "We will naturally return in 3 weeks, but not now." Qin Feng's expression turned cold, and he suddenly swung his saber. "Since there's no room for discussion, then let's fight." Rumble. The current Qin Feng seemed to be invincible, and everything depended on his fists. As the saber fell, it brought along a golden saber Qi that was hundreds of meters long. The sky instantly lit up, and the seawater surged violently. The surface of the sea was split into two by the golden phoenix, forming a spectacular empty space. Xiao Ye's eyes narrowed, and he didn't dare to take Qin Feng's saber head-on. With a few seemingly light leaps, he instantly flew to an empty space hundreds of meters away. Qin Feng's saber completely signaled the start of the battle. The people from Extinction Sect were usually high and mighty, so how could they stand being suppressed like this? Moreover, he was just a brat from the secular world. Since you don't know what's good for you, then die. Xiao Yu was also angry. With a loud roar, he slammed his palm down in midair. A huge palm print hovered above Qin Feng's head, as heavy as Buddha's 5 fingers mountain. Qin Feng's expression changed slightly, and he realized that this old man was rather powerful. He hurriedly stabbed his spear into the air. Bang, bang, bang. A hurricane suddenly appeared on the night sea, and thousands of red spear rays shot out like flying arrows. They landed on the palm print, and as light as cutting through tofu, they instantly broke through Xiao Ye's attack. This is bad. Although this brat is at stage 5 True Qi realm, he has the Scarlet Demon Red equipment. His strength is comparable to a stage 6 True Qi realm cultivator. Everyone, be careful. Xiao Ye's old eyes were filled with shock. He didn't dare to take the sharp spear rays head-on. He sprinted on the sea, and if ordinary people were to see this scene of him treading on the sea, they would definitely be scared half to death. This time, the exchange between the two was over in the blink of an eye. The remaining hundreds of Extinction Sect disciples finally came to their senses, and they all surrounded Qin Feng to attack. It's over, it's over. Big brother Qin Feng, can you defeat so many people? Zhang Kuku finally realized the danger, and she jumped up and down anxiously. Qin Feng's expression was incomparably grave. Although he had broken through to stage 5 True Qi realm, he still had no chance of winning against hundreds of True Qi realm experts at the same time. Qin Feng didn't have much time to think. With a thought, the flaming golden eagle swooped down and carried Zhang Kuku into the depths of Devil Beast Mountain. You stinky bird, put me down. I don't want to leave big brother Qin Feng. Zhang Kuku anxiously punched the flaming golden eagle's back. Fortunately, this girl's ability had disappeared. Otherwise, the flaming golden eagle would have vomited blood. Qin Feng didn't even have time to bid farewell to Zhang Kuku. He was the one who asked the flaming golden eagle to take this girl away. Boom! Qin Feng leaped into the air and slashed down with his saber. The crowd immediately retreated. 2 balls of flames appeared on the dark sea. Qin Feng stepped on the golden whirlwind wheels and arrived at the center of the sea. Wow, it's a great sage gold-grade flying spiritual tool. After I kill this brat, those golden wheels will be mine. Xiao Ye's expression suddenly changed. His eyes widened as he chased after Qin Feng on the surface of the sea. The rest of the crowd became excited when they heard that there was a flying spiritual tool. Hundreds of experts stepped on the surface of the sea from all directions, leaving a trail of raging waves behind them. It was as if hundreds of yachts were sailing on the surface of the sea. Qin Feng purposely dragged the battlefield to the center of the sea so that he would have a higher chance of winning. A roar suddenly came from the bottom of the sea. It sounded like the roar of an ancient giant beast. The sea under Qin Feng's feet suddenly surged violently. The water within a radius of 100 meters rose tens of meters high, but the center of the circle was in a vacuum state. The black tortoise's huge body slowly emerged. The disciples of the Extinction Sect who rushed to the scene were all dumbfounded. They were blocked outside the wall formed by the waves, and they had no idea what was going on. Elder Xiao Yi, what's going on? The beautiful disciples of the Purple Cloud Mountain turned pale with fright. The disciples of the other sects were also on their guard. Xiao Yi tried his best to look into the waves. His expression suddenly changed as he exclaimed, "Not good. This brat actually raised a giant beast in the sea. Judging from its size and aura, it's a 3rd-rank spirit beast." 3rd-rank spirit beast? Everyone cried out in surprise. Wouldn't that be equivalent to a revered being at the 6th level of True Qi? Moreover, they were on the sea. The strength of a water beast could not be ignored. It could even defeat an army on the sea. Rumble. Just as everyone was discussing, the wall of waves suddenly exploded. It was as if a water column had shot out from the ground, and a dozen disciples of the extinction sect were sent flying into the sea. These people were drenched after falling into the water. They stood under the night sky and shivered in the sea breeze. They looked like dogs that had fallen into the water. The rest of the people had already started running on the sea to avoid the impact of the water column. A mere sea monster dares to block my path? Watch my blade. Elder Sun Hung of the Red Sun sect slashed down with his blade. Instantly, a blade ray appeared on the sea. The violent airflow landed on the black tortoise's giant turtle shell, causing the waves to surge even more violently. However, the turtle shell did not crack at all. Instead, a shallow blade mark was left on it. Roar, roar. This blade enraged the black tortoise. The turtle roared at the sky and unleashed the power of tsunami roar. The surrounding disciples of the extinction sect felt dizzy. Those with lower cultivation levels had no choice but to cover their ears and slow down their movements. A black shadow suddenly shot out from the bottom of the sea. It was as powerful as a dragon emerging from a sea. The many-banded kite aimed at Sun Hung and sent him flying half a meter into the air. Then, it opened its mouth and a poisonous bubble enveloped Sun Hung. He instantly melted into a bloody mist and dissipated hiss. The disciples of the extinction sect sucked in a breath of cold air when they saw this scene. This giant turtle was too ferocious. It scared them so much that they retreated dozens of meters away and stared at Qin Feng and the black tortoise cautiously. Xiao Yi didn't dare to act rashly. His brows were tightly knitted, and he even regretted coming to suppress Qin Feng. But now that things had come to this, there was no time for regret. Everyone, don't panic. Although this sea monster is powerful, it has a weakness. The turtle's defense is amazing, but its attack power is slightly weaker. The giant anaconda's attack is ferocious, but its defense is lacking. Let's split into two teams. One team will attack Qin Feng, and the other team will trap the sea monster. Qiao Yu is indeed an elder of sect. Under such a dangerous situation, he quickly calmed down and found a way out of the situation. Everyone regained their composure. Seeing so many martial venerables gathered around them, they regained their confidence. In a short while, they had already split into two teams. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site for the latest reading. Chapter 1336. Just as the teams were divided, Xiao Yi had already rushed over. He led the team to attack Qin Feng and struck out with his palm. Palm prints appeared from all directions and trapped Qin Feng in midair. Qin Feng hurriedly swept his saber horizontally. The golden saber energy circled around his body and barely broke the surging palm wind. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. As soon as the blade landed, there were suddenly dozens of attacks. The 50 or so disciples behind Xiao Yi attacked one after another. In an instant, blade light and sword shadows filled the sky, illuminating the night sea. The surging true energy overlapped and collided with each other, as if it was about to explode the sky. How could Qin Feng dodge? He hurriedly activated the super-strong defense of the moon god armor and forcefully resisted the wave of fierce attacks. Explosions rang out one after another around him. The hidden power of the moon god propped up a thick layer of air barrier around him. In just a few breaths, the barrier exploded. Under the joint attack of so many experts, even the moon god armor could not withstand it. Qin Feng flew over 100 meters away and fell into the vast sea. Trying to find someone in the sea at night was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Xiao Yi immediately turned around and ran towards the black tortoise, shouting, "Kill this sea monster first. Then Qin Feng will not be a threat anymore." The group of disciples followed on the sea and surrounded the black tortoise in a breath's time. Seeing Qin Feng fall into the sea, the black tortoise was completely enraged. The sea turtle's roar seemed to shake the heavens and split the earth. Strong winds rose from the surface of the sea. It was as if there were countless bombs hidden at the bottom of the sea, causing the seawater to explode into the sky. The impact was like a speeding train. If an ordinary person were to be brushed by it, they would instantly turn into meat paste. Rumble. Many of the experts who rushed over were hit by the sudden waves under their feet and were instantly sent flying over 100 meters into the air. Fortunately, these people were martial arts experts, and their bodies were 100 times stronger than ordinary people. They actually survived the impact of the waves. Xiao Yi, on the other hand, was like a fish swimming in the sea, dodging the attacks of the waves. At this moment, he had already arrived in front of the black tortoise. He leaped up and quickly slapped down with his palms. The surface of the sea instantly exploded. The attack of a revered martial artist at the 6th level of true Qi was extremely powerful. The kite of many-banded kite was struck by several palms, and its huge body was sent flying uncontrollably on the surface of the sea. It opened its mouth and spat out several clouds of blood mist. The turtle roared as it swam deeper into the sea. When the group of Extinction Sect disciples saw that the kite was injured, there was no way they would let the black tortoise go. They chased after it while waving the swords and sabers in their hands. Bang, bang, bang. On the black tortoise's body, loud explosions continuously rang out. The kite serpent had already dived into the water, not daring to poke its head out. Fortunately, the sea turtle had its turtle shell for defense, but with the ferocity of the attacks of these 100 or so true Qi realm experts, the turtle shell was covered with blade marks and sword shadows, looking as though it was about to split apart. Roar! Seeing that it couldn't escape, the sea turtle stopped in the sea and roared at the people chasing after it. The tsunami roar immediately set off a huge wave on the sea, forcing many disciples to retreat. The many-banded kite also threw caution to the wind. It soared into the sky once again, its bloody mouth continuously spitting out poisonous bubbles. It was as if half the sky was shrouded in black fog. Any disciple who spat out poisonous bubbles was instantly melted into a bloody mist and dissipated. Everyone dive into the sea and attack from the bottom of the sea. Xiao Yi didn't dare to take the venom head-on and was the first to fall into the sea. The group of Extinction Sect disciples descended one after another. These people moved freely under the sea and swam very quickly. Soon, they arrived at the bottom of the sea turtle. Stab! The long saber slashed across, leaving dozens of bloody wounds on the black tortoise's body. Although the black tortoise had the turtle shell to protect its body, the defense of its limbs and abdomen under the sea was very weak. It was in so much pain that it kept roaring furiously. It dashed crazily in the sea, dyeing the sea red wherever it went. How could Xiao Yi and the others give up just like that? Seeing that this move was effective, they hurriedly gave chase under the sea. The kite serpent had already dived into the sea and was madly biting those disciples who were attacking the sea turtle. A huge battle was dragged from the sea to the sea, and it was extremely intense. No matter how strong the black tortoise was, it was no match for the combined attack of 100 martial venerables. The sea turtle's speed was getting slower and slower. Due to the excessive blood loss, even its roars seemed weaker. The kite serpent's body was also covered in wounds, and the poisonous bubbles in its body had all been spat out. Now, it could only use its big mouth to bite people, but the effect was too weak. This sea beast can't hold on much longer. Everyone, increase your attacks and eliminate it. The bald monk from Wuliang Mountain laughed loudly. He didn't open his mouth to speak, but an aura was vibrating at the bottom of the sea, and the other disciples could hear it. Everyone surrounded the black tortoise, and the shadows of their sabers and swords flickered in the water. If this wave of fierce attacks were to land, the black tortoise would probably really die at the bottom of the sea. However, a loud sound came from behind the crowd, and the whole sea was shaking violently. Boom! A hurricane swept up under the sea, forming a whirlpool at the bottom of the sea. Everyone stopped and looked over, and their expressions changed drastically. What the hell is that? I can't see clearly, but there seems to be something in the whirlpool. Not good, it's a huge cannonball. Everyone, scatter. Xiao Yi cried out in shock, and had already leaped out of the sea. The other disciples followed, but there were still a few people who were dumbfounded at the bottom of the sea, not knowing what was going on. That hurricane whirlpool seemed to have reached them in the blink of an eye. It was really a huge cannonball, and it immediately exploded, sending a large amount of seawater into the sky. Those few true Qi realm experts didn't even have the chance to react, and were blown into pieces of flesh and blood. The disciples on the surface of the sea were dumbfounded. A vacuum appeared at the bottom of the sea where they were hiding. The seawater fell from the sky, and a dazzling black tank appeared at the bottom of the vacuum. What the hell is this? China's firearms? It looks like a tank, but since when did China's tanks have such great power? They can even fire cannons at the bottom of the sea? The crowd discussed, and this time, even Xiao Yi didn't understand. He had some understanding of China's firearms, and this huge black tank that appeared at the bottom of the sea clearly didn't seem to be a weapon of the Chinese government. Roar, roar. The sea turtle's roar sounded again, and there was a hint of excitement in it. The vacuum had already been filled with seawater, and the black tortoise floated to the surface. On his turtle shell was a black tank, and Qin Feng was sitting inside. In front of him, there were various operating buttons. Xiao Yi and the others turned into green dots and became the targets of this black dragon tank from Star Technology. At this moment, Qin Feng's heart was filled with shock. In a moment of desperation, he took out the black dragon tank from Star Technology that he had been rewarded not long ago. This tank could fire cannons even at the bottom of the sea, and the cannons were extremely ferocious, instantly killing 5 true Qi realm experts. The muzzle of the black dragon tank moved rapidly under the control of Qin Feng's will. Suddenly, there was a muffled sound, and a huge cannonball pierced through the sky. The crowd that was discussing was so frightened that they leaped away, not daring to come into contact with the power of this cannonball. Rumble. The sound was earth-shattering. This black dragon cannonball didn't hit its target, but the aftermath of the explosion blew 3 true Qi realm experts into pieces. Such a powerful force made Qin Feng feel a chill in his heart. Once the black dragon tank appeared, the situation instantly changed. 8 experts had already died tragically under the fierce attack of the cannonball. How could the remaining people still have the mood to fight? They quickly ran on the surface of the sea, constantly changing their positions, deeply afraid that they would be killed by the explosion. Stinking brat, as a martial artist, you actually use firearms to fight us? Are you still a man? Even Xiao Yi was frightened by the power of the black dragon tank. Qin Feng sneered. His voice was amplified by the black dragon tank, and it exploded on the surface of the sea like a muffled thunder. You bunch of lowly people are men? If a man has the guts to fight me one-on-one, more than 100 martial artists came to fight me alone. Is this what you call a man? Qin Feng's words made Xiao Yi speechless. Suddenly, a series of angry roars came from Devil Beast Mountain. It was as if hundreds of ferocious beasts were rushing over, giving everyone a fright. Roar! More than a dozen giant birds flew over the night sky. Their feathers were bright, and their eyes shone with intelligence. As soon as they arrived above the crowd, they spat out several fireballs, as if it was raining fire. Another 100 giant beasts rushed to the other side of the sea, surrounding the shore and roaring at the crowd. Fenger, are you all right? A huge shadow streaked across the night sky. The golden rock folded its wings and landed on the back of the black tortoise. The flaming golden eagle landed behind it, and Gu Chun and Zhang Kuku ran to Qin Feng's side. Dad, you're here too. Seeing Gu Chen smile, Zhang Kuku was so shocked that she almost fell to the ground. Are you kidding me? Is he really your dad? That's not right. Uncle Qin Huang is my father-in-law. How did he become my father-in-law? Zhang Kuku's silly mumbling amused Qin Feng and Gu Chun. Gu Chen looked at the adorable Zhang Kuku and felt a little depressed. Fenger, who is this? Qin Feng was a little embarrassed. He scratched his head and said, This is Kuku, my little girlfriend. Gu Chen was shocked and said, Huh? This is your little girlfriend? Where's Sure? Without waiting for Qin Feng to explain, Zhang Kuku giggled and said, "Uncle, sure, and I are Big Brother Qin Feng's girlfriends. Big Brother Qin Feng has more than a dozen women in Hero City. Do you want to go and have a chat with them?" Gu Chun almost fell into the sea. He had been guarding Devil Beast Mountain for more than 20 years, but he couldn't understand the thoughts of young people nowadays. There were more than 80 true energy realm martial artists on the other side of the sea, but Qin Feng and the other two were chatting as if nothing had happened. Xiao Yi and the others were furious. Damn it, why are there so many martial artists here? Are they the disciples of the Extinction Sect? Gu Chan snapped out of his daze and looked at the people on the sea in the middle of the night. His eyes were filled with solemnity. Zhang Kuku was also nervous. When she saw the black dragon tank behind Qin Feng, she ran toward excitedly and said, "Wow, Big Brother Qin Feng, what kind of tank is that? Where did you get it? Quick, bring me in. I've never driven a tank before." Qin Feng and Gu Chen's mouths twitched. How could Zhang Kuku still have the mood to play at a time like this? Chapter 1337. The interior of the Black Dragon tank was as spacious as a caravan. Zhang Kuku was excited as soon as she climbed into the tank. She sat in the driver's seat and stared at the row of high-tech screens and buttons. Guchen was shocked. He had been guarding Devil Beast Mountain for 20 years and had long forgotten about these high-tech gadgets. "Feng, this tank looks so powerful. Is it made in China?" Guchen asked. "Dad, it's not made in China. I made it myself." Qin Feng found it difficult to explain the hedonist sovereign system, so he made up an excuse. Zhang Kuku was already dancing and tapping on the buttons. She had no idea what the buttons were for. She just pressed whichever one looked good. Rumble. Suddenly, the Black Dragon tank shook violently. 3 more turrets emerged from the back, left and right sides of the tank. More than a dozen cannons opened up around the tank, and all of them were firing cannonballs. The Black Tortoise screamed in fear. "Feng, what's going on?" The commotion was incomparably violent. The sound of cannons came from all directions, illuminating the dark sea. It was as if the world was going to end. Gu Chun couldn't help but exclaim. Qin Feng was so shocked that he jumped up. It was his first time using the Black Dragon tank, so there were many things he didn't understand. When he saw Zhang Kuku tapping on the buttons as if she was playing a piano, he wanted to kick her into the sea. Oh no, Qin Feng is attacking again. Holy shit, what kind of high-tech technology is this? The cannons are too fierce. If China's firearms are this powerful, we'll be the ones getting beaten up. Do you want to die? Hide! Huge waves rose up on the sea, and the disciples of the peerless sect fled in panic. The power of 4 turrets and 12 cannons was unimaginable. The sky was filled with cannonballs that exploded like rain. Everywhere they went, blood mist and screams of pain followed. The group of true energy realm experts were so weak that they couldn't even get close to the Black Dragon tank. Ding! System notification. Host has spent 50,000 hedonist points to replenish the Black Dragon tank's medicinal pills. Ding! System notification. Host has spent 100,000 hedonist points to replenish the Black Dragon tank's medicinal pills. In the time it took for Qin Feng to recover from his daze, the sound of the system's notifications rang out incessantly in his head. He hurriedly looked at his hedonist points and saw that the 949 million hedonist points were rapidly decreasing. In just a few seconds, he had lost between 500,000 and 100,000 hedonist points. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. He was a super prodigal when he was a hedonistic young master, but he was nothing in front of Zhang Kuku. "Kuku, you bastard! Stop now!" Qin Feng yelled. Zhang Kuku jumped up from the driver's seat in fright. She coquettishly looked at Qin Feng and said, "Big Brother Qin Feng, what's wrong? Are you jealous that I could drive a tank better than you?" Qin Feng rolled his eyes. He was almost angered to death by Zhang Kuku. If it weren't for Gu Chen's presence, he would have stripped Zhang Kuku naked and taught her a lesson. "Don't press those buttons. If I let you continue, I'll have to sell my blood or my kidney." A bitter expression appeared on Qin Feng's face. Zhang Kuku and Gu Chen didn't know about the system, and they didn't know that the Black Dragon tank's medicinal pills were purchased with hedonist points. Zhang Cuckoo was a little unhappy, so she became excited. She glared at Qin Feng and complained, "Boo-hoo! Why can't I press it? You cheapskate. It's not like you'll die if you press it a few times." Qin Feng's mouth twitched. Zhang Cuckoo had spent 200,000 hedonist points in that 1 minute, so he only had 749 million hedonist points left in the system. Qin Feng thought he would be able to open the Immortal Island interface soon, but it seemed like he would have to wait for a while. "You super prodigal girl, you've almost spent all my money, and you're still saying that I'm stingy. Get down here." Qin Feng didn't dare to let Zhang Cuckoo press down on him. He held her in his arms and restrained her. Zhang Cuckoo was baffled. She stomped on Qin Feng's foot angrily. "When did I spend your money?" "Sure, man, and I can't even finish spending the money we earned from our concerts." The money Qin Feng was talking about was hedonist points, but he couldn't explain it to this girl. Guchun was completely confused, and he didn't know what to do as he stood in the Black Dragon tank. Under Zhang Cuckoo's barrage of cannons, the sea surged violently and was dyed blood red. The members of the Extinction Sect suffered heavy casualties. Half of them were blasted into smithereens by the cannonballs. Xiao Yi led a group of people and barely managed to hold on, but they were also covered in wounds and looked miserable, afraid that Zhang Cuckoo would cause more trouble. Qin Feng carried her and jumped out of the Black Dragon tank. Guchun followed suit. The three of them stood on the Black Tortoise's back and were stunned by the chaotic scene outside. "Qin Feng, stop hitting him." An old voice came from afar. Suddenly, more than 10 black shadows appeared on the night sea. In just a few breaths, 12 peaks and Divine Dragon treading the sea jumped onto the Black Tortoise's back. "Holy shit, what is this? How did you defeat the Extinction Sect's people with this tank?" Even a famous Divine Dragon could not keep his cool. He and 12 Peaks had arrived a long time ago, but they did not dare to get close to the sea because of the bombardment of cannons. It was only when the battle stopped that the 13 of them arrived. 12 Peaks' eyes gleamed when they saw the Black Dragon tank. As the higher-ups of Huaxia, they were very familiar with firearms, but they had never seen such a powerful tank like Qin Feng. "This is a tank that I built myself. Senior Divine Dragon, you know?" Qin Feng gave Divine Dragon a look, and Divine Dragon immediately came to his senses. So it was a product of the system. No wonder it was so powerful. The others did not understand the secret code between the two. 12 Peaks and Guchun were confused, and Zhang Cuckoo was still clamoring to return to the tank. "Are you people sent by the Huaxia government?" Xiao Ye's voice came from afar. Qin Feng and the others became serious. 12 Peaks representative shouted, "As members of the Extinction Sect, you have violated the peace treaty. We advise you to return to the Extinction Sect immediately." At that moment, there were only about 50 powerhouses from the Extinction Sect left on the sea. The rest were killed by the Black Tortoise and the Black Dragon tank. As members of the Extinction Sect, they had never been in such a sorry state before, let alone being beaten up by people from the secular world. Both parties maintained a distance of 100 meters across the sea. Xiao Yi continued, "We, the Extinction Sect, only come out of seclusion once every 20 years, and every time we come out, it's only for less than a month. How can we leave so easily? Don't think that you can oppress us just because you used Huaxia's firearms." Xiao Yi was fearful after witnessing the power of the Black Dragon tank. However, he pretended to be calm and could not bring himself to admit defeat. Zhang Cuckoo was displeased. She shouted at the crowd, "Are you guys not going to leave? I'm going to blast you to death with my tank." A wave of exclamations came from the sea. The Extinction Sect's disciples were terrified. "Elder Xiao, we can't fight anymore. We're severely injured. We'll only die if we continue fighting. Huaxia's firearms are too powerful. We only have a chance of winning if we summon the seniors from the Extinction Sect. If we don't fight, we have to obey the Huaxia government. Are we really going to return to the Extinction Sect now?" The crowd discussed among themselves. They did not want to fight, nor did they want to go back. Xiao Ye's expression was solemn. It was his first time being forced to this extent. After a moment of silence, he quickly said, "We won't go back. If you guys dare to open fire again, I'll report this to the seniors from the Extinction sect immediately. They'll come out and destroy your prestige. Xiao Yi brought up the Extinction sect's backer in an attempt to intimidate Qin Fun and the others. The expressions of the 12 upper peaks and the divine dragon changed. They were slightly worried. Most of the people from the Extinction sect who came out of seclusion were disciples and junior elders. However, their strength had already reached true Qi level 4. If the old monsters from the Extinction sect were to come out, wouldn't the Huaxia secular world be in chaos? I advise you not to act recklessly. Otherwise, it'll be a war to the death. The representatives of the 12 upper peaks immediately advised they would not allow such a civil war to happen. Xiao Yi thought that Qin Fun and the others had been intimidated by him. He felt a little more confident. Since you guys are afraid, then retreat immediately. Don't interfere with our Extinction sect's people anymore. Otherwise, the Extinction sect will not back down from this war. The rest of the Extinction sect's disciples could also see the worry of the 12 upper peaks. They immediately echoed Xiao Ye's words and shouted. The sea was instantly filled with shouts. The 12 upper peaks and the divine dragon were anxious. For a moment, they did not know what to do. Boom! However, at this moment, a golden saber chi that was hundreds of meters long exploded on the sea in the middle of the night. It immediately set off a raging wave, causing the crowd to retreat in fear. Qin Fun's saber slashed down. He was already hovering above the crowd on the golden whirlwind wheel. With a cold expression, he said, "Since you guys want to fight, then I, Qin Fun, will accompany you to the end. Cuckoo, get into the Black Dragon tank and continue firing." Qin Fun's angry roar scared the crowd. They saw Zhang Cuckoo hopping and climbing into the Black Dragon tank. Everyone had seen the power of the Star Technology tank with their own eyes. Experts below stage 5 Qi stage would be blasted into pieces by the shell. Even the Extinction sect's disciples did not dare to act recklessly. The 12 upper peaks and the divine dragon broke out in a cold sweat. They wanted to stop Qin Fun, but it was too late. Seeing that a fierce battle was about to begin, they decided to throw caution to the wind. They stepped on the sea and came to Qin Fun's feet, facing the Extinction sect's disciples across the sea. Zhang Cuckoo had already climbed into the Black Dragon tank. She danced with her hands and feet on the buttons. However, she realized that the tank seemed to be broken. There were no shells being fired. How could the Black Dragon tank be broken? Qin Fun had blocked the Hedonist points in the system and did not allow Zhang Cuckoo to buy any shells. However, only Qin Fun knew this. The Extinction sect's disciples thought that the opponent was really going to open fire. Many of them were so scared that they started to run away. How could they still have the mood to fight? Chapter 1338. Don't worry, young hero Qin Fun. We can discuss this further. Xiao Yi had no idea that the Black Dragon tank couldn't fire its cannons, so he changed his attitude out of fear. The 12 upper peaks and the mystical dragons were taken aback, suspecting that there was something wrong with their ears. Xiao Yi had been so arrogant just now, bringing up the name of the Extinction sect's old monster and looking like he would not rest until he was dead. Yet, he was already admitting defeat before they even started fighting. No one dared to speak rashly. They had already taken Qin Fun as their master. An undetectable smirk flashed across Qin Feng's face. He appeared in front of Xiao Yi in a flash. "We'll fight just because you say so. Do you think we're that easy to bully? I'll fight with you until the end. Let's see how long you can last." Xiao Yi really didn't dare to fight anymore after seeing Qin Fun's domineering appearance. Wasn't it just returning to the gate of extinction? It was better than dying on this vast ocean without any flesh and blood. Young hero Qin Fun, please don't be angry. We were too reckless earlier. Please forgive us. After all, we're all Chinese. Why do we have to fight to the death? I'm willing to lead the Extinction sect's disciples back to the Extinction sect. Please stop now, young hero Qin Fun. Since he had admitted defeat, Xiao Yi didn't care about his reputation anymore. He seemed to have changed into a different person. The 12 upper peaks and the divine dragons were dumbfounded. The extinction sect's disciples were not in the mood to look down on Xiao Ye's weakness. They heaved a long sigh of relief and agreed with Elder Xiao Ye's decision. A few of them rushed over and quickly cupped their fists at Qin Feng. "Young hero Qin Feng, it's our fault. Please let us live." Red Sun sect's disciples apologized to young hero Qin Feng. Even the Red Sun sect's elder, Sun Heng, was killed by Qin Feng. How would these disciples dare to resist? The ladies of Violet Cloud Mountain also apologized to Qin Feng respectfully. The monks of Wuliang Mountain came, and the elders and disciples of Ethereal Palace came on the sea. Soon, the remaining 50 or so extinction sect's elites lowered their heads to Qin Feng. This scene stunned the Divine Dragon sect's people again. Qin Feng stood on the golden whirlwind wheel and hovered in the air like an undefeatable god of war. He was still holding the mighty and domineering golden phoenix saber in his hand, and the disciples of the extinction sect were terrified. "Qin Feng, since these people are willing to go back, I think we should spare them this time." Seeing that the situation had taken a turn for the better, the Divine Dragon hurriedly came over to persuade Qin Feng. He thought that Qin Feng really wanted to continue fighting, which wouldn't be good for anyone. The 12 Peaks were startled and rushed over. Their attitude toward Qin Feng was even more respectful than before. "Qin Feng, the Chinese government also wants to stop here. Why don't you let them go?" Half a year ago, the 12 Peaks still ordered Qin Feng to do missions. Now, they had to ask for Qin Feng's opinion before doing anything. This was a society where the strong ruled. With Qin Feng's current realm of true Qi level 5, who in the secular world of Huaxia and the martial world outside of Huaxia dared to disrespect him. "Since you've expressed your stance, I'll still give you face. This matter ends here." Qin Feng continued to put on an act. He felt that his identity as Zheng Shuai was not in vain. Now, acting was really easy. Xiao Yi and the others instantly heaved a sigh of relief. They felt as if they had been reborn after a disaster. Before Qin Feng could speak, Xiao Yi hurriedly said, "Thank you, young hero Qin, for not killing us. I'll immediately lead everyone to retreat and return to the extinction sect tonight." Now, even without Qin Feng's urging, these extinction sect disciples could not wait to return immediately. At least that way, their lives would not be in danger. A sudden gust of wind blew on the surface of the sea. The 50 or so extinction sect venerables stepped on the sea and left. In a short while, the dark sea was a vast expanse, but the extinction sect disciples could no longer be seen. Only then did the 12 Peaks truly heave a sigh of relief. Following that, they looked at Qin Feng in shock. Even now, they still felt like they were dreaming. "Qin Feng, what realm have you stepped in now?" The 12 Peaks could feel that Qin Feng had broken through again. The aura on his body was as deep as the sea, majestic and endless. It gave off an untouchable sense of despair. Without Qin Feng saying anything, the Divine Dragon laughed bitterly and said, "Sigh. This guy has already stepped into true Qi level 5. He's leaving us further and further behind." The 12 Peaks rolled their eyes and almost fainted from the shock. The 12 Peaks were in their 60s, but they were still at the peak of Stage 9 Inner Qi. They had not found the opportunity to step into the true Qi realm. Qin Feng was only in his early 20s, but he was already at Stage 5 Vital Energy. If they allowed him to continue to develop, wouldn't he step into the realm of Half-Step Fairy? That was a legendary realm. Even the 12 Peaks and the Divine Dragon had never seen such a powerful person with their own eyes. The fact that the extinction sect disciples had admitted defeat made everyone happy. The 12 Peaks had already bid farewell to the Huaxia base. They had to pass the good news back to the Huaxia base. After all, because of the disturbance caused by the extinction sect disciples in the secular world, the Huaxia government had not slept well for a week. Guchen also brought the beast back to Devil Beast Mountain. Qin Feng and the other two sat on the back of the sea turtle and returned to Hero City. The Black Dragon tank was kept by Qin Feng. The Divine Dragon was not surprised, but Zhang Kuku was confused. Along the way, She kept asking Qin Feng where the tank went. The battle on the sea was so intense that it had attracted the attention of Lu Jie and the women. However, they were stopped by the divine dragon and the 12 peaks at the coast and were not allowed to go to the center of the battle. Now that Qin Feng and the others had returned safely, they could finally relax. Boss, did the extinction sect disciples come to cause trouble again? Do these bastards really think that Hero City is a pushover? Where do they go? I'll fight them to the death. Lu Jie had been sulking for the past few days. He looked like he was going to fight to the death. Qin Wudao, Yun Zhe, and the others were holding their weapons in their hands. They were ready to fight at any time. Even Qin Feng and the women wore cold expressions. If they were not stopped by the elite team of Huaxia stationed in Hero City, they would have gone to the sea to help Qin Feng. Don't worry, everyone. The extinction sect disciples have gone back. Qin Feng hugged Lin Bei Bei and Han Ying Ying in his arms. Then, he looked at the other women with a gentle gaze. Everyone was shocked. They could not believe Qin Feng's words. The extinction sect disciples were all true energy realm powerhouses. Judging from the intense battle just now, there were at least 100 of them. Why would so many powerhouses leave after attacking Hero City? Qin Feng, you're not comforting us, are you? Just tell us the truth. We're already prepared for the worst. Lin Bei Bei raised her head and looked at Qin Feng with determination. Qin Feng touched her little face with heartache and said, I really beat them away. Don't be afraid of the extinction sect disciples coming to harass you in the future. Everyone was shocked and looked at Qin Feng in disbelief. Qin Feng did not seem to be lying, but the truth was too exaggerated. It was hard for everyone to accept it. Don't doubt it. The extinction sect disciples ran back to the extinction sect overnight. The next time they come out will be 20 years later. The divine dragon could not help but laugh when he saw everyone's shocked expression. It was so similar to his at that time. This time, everyone really believed him. After a while, the surroundings were filled with cheers. It was the joy of winning a battle. Although it was late at night, everyone was wide awake. They held a celebratory feast for Qin Feng. Everyone in Hero City gathered at the seaside. There were more than 100 round tables, which looked like a long dragon. Qin Feng drank until midnight and returned to the villa. He was not drunk, nor was he sleepy. He had something important to do when he returned to the villa. The extinction sect disciples had already returned. Qin Feng had planned to follow them and find the entrance to the extinction sect. However, he gave up on the idea. In the Huaxia secular world, Qin Feng could suppress the extinction sect disciples who came out of seclusion. However, once they entered the extinction sect, the situation would be different. What was it like in the extinction sect? How many sects and experts were there? Qin Feng had no idea. He had suppressed most of the sects in the extinction sect. If they entered the extinction sect rashly, they would be wiped out in minutes. Luckily, Qin Feng left Ling Yun behind. He planned to wait for the extinction sect disciples to return first before asking Ling Yun to bring her to the extinction sect early in the morning. Young hero Qin, you're back. Ling Yun had been under house arrest in Qin Feng's villa. When she saw Qin Feng, she was so frightened that she immediately became nervous. All the extinction sect disciples who came out of seclusion have returned. Qin Feng did not have a good impression of this woman. She was the one who chased after Qin Feng and Xiao Shi with Ling Feng and Ling He. She even wanted to see Ling He raped Xiao Shi. Ling Yun's expression changed dramatically. She was so shocked that her eyeballs almost fell to the ground. What? They all went back? How could this be? Ling Yun could not understand. The extinction sect disciples only came out of seclusion once every 20 years. It had only been a week. Why would they return to the sect voluntarily? She quickly thought of Qin Feng. Could it be that Qin Feng had forced those people back? However, Ling Yun rejected the idea as soon as it appeared. She admitted that Qin Feng was strong, but no matter how strong he was, he could not defeat the hundreds of true Qi realm experts who came out of seclusion. Ling Yun had not seen the power of the Black Dragon tank. Otherwise, she would not have found it strange. Qin Feng was too lazy to explain so much to her. He said directly, "We will depart tomorrow morning. Take me to the entrance of the extinction sect." Ling Yun'er's expression suddenly became gloomy. She had only come out of seclusion for a week and did not want to go back. However, when she thought of the 4 disciples who came out with her and senior brother Ling Feng were dead, and Ling he deserved to die, she immediately lost the mood to stay in the secular world. "Okay, I will take you there." Ling Yun'er could only agree. With her current strength, she could not resist in front of Qin Feng. After confirming that they would depart tomorrow morning, Qin Feng went to find Lin Bei and the other women in the middle of the night. This trip to the extinction sect was fraught with grim possibilities. Qin Feng did not plan to take others with him. He did not know how long this trip would take, so he was beginning to miss these women. However, Qin Feng had no choice but to go. There was still no news of Zhao Lingxian. He heard from other Extinction Sect disciples that the Thousand Shadows sect had already returned to the Extinction Sect. Qin Feng also had to take his mother with him. This trip to the Extinction Sect was a must for the fastest and error-free reading. Please bookmark this site and read the latest. Chapter 1339. Early in the morning, when the sky was still a bit dark, Qin Feng set off with Ling Yun'er. He did not alert anyone and walked out of the gate of Hero City. He stood under the gate and stared at the peaceful and quiet scenery of Hero City, which was shrouded in white fog. With a hint of reluctance in his heart, he stepped on the long-distance path. Along the way, Ling Yun'er didn't speak and carefully followed behind Qin Feng. Her eyes darted around from time to time, and no one knew what she was thinking. At noon, the two of them arrived at the outer martial world's Ice Lake Mountain. Qin Feng didn't go to Hero City to see Xiao Li, Su Ruo, Chiuya, and the others. He didn't look for Thousand Illusion Child at the Immortal Cloud Sex Gate, mainly because he didn't want them to worry. Ling Yun'er, who had been silent, suddenly said, "Young Hero Qin, the entrance is nearby." Qin Feng saw many footprints on the ground. Xiao Yi and the others must have rushed here last night. Qin Feng looked around. This was the northern mountain of Ice Lake Mountain. After learning that Zhao Lingxian had been taken away, he, Thousand Illusion Child, and Ice Lake Mountain's female, disciple Mengdai, had come here, but they didn't find anything strange. Even when he was standing on the North Mountain, Qin Feng didn't find anything special. "This is the entrance to the entrance? Why can't I feel anything?" Qin Feng asked doubtfully. Ling Yun'er hurriedly said, "Young Hero Qin, there's a large-scale formation set up at the entrance. Those below Immortal Qi Realm can't sense it at all. It's normal that you can't see anything strange." Qin Feng was shocked. If those below Immortal Qi Realm couldn't sense the formation, didn't that mean that the person who set up the formation was at least Immortal Qi Realm? Was there really an Immortal Qi Realm powerhouse in the Extinction Sect? Qin Feng thought that if he met an expert of that level, he probably wouldn't be able to survive even if he used all his trump cards. Qin Feng realized that he was thinking too far ahead. He shook his head and returned to the main topic. "Since those below Immortal Qi Realm can't sense it, how can you find the entrance?" Ling Yun'er took out an ancient compass and followed the direction the needle was pointing at. As she walked, she said, "All the disciples who come out of seclusion have this location finding treasure. It's specifically used to find the entrance of the Extinction Gate." Qin Feng understood and followed Ling Yun'er to the top of the northern mountain. When they reached the top, the needle on the compass suddenly stopped. Ling Yun'er's eyes flickered, and she suddenly exclaimed, "It's right there. That's the entrance to the Gate of Extinction." Qin Feng looked in front of him. There was a precipitous cliff in front of him. Most people wouldn't believe there was an entrance here, even if they were beaten to death. If they really jumped down, wouldn't they be smashed to pieces? Ling Yun'er continued. This formation was originally extremely powerful, and even revered martial artists at the 7th or 8th layer of true Qi would not dare to forcibly break through it. However, the next month has been the period of relaxation for the formation, and as long as one reaches the 4th layer of true Qi, they would be able to forcefully break through the formation's resistance. Young hero Qin, do you really want to go in? Of course I'm going. Tell me how to get in. Qin Feng said without hesitation. A strange light flashed in the depths of Ling Yun'er's eyes. She said, I'll help young Master Qin find the exact location of the entrance first, and then you can break through the resistance of the formation to enter. When you enter, I'll follow you in. Qin Feng didn't think too much about it. After all, Ling Yun'er's strength was obvious, and she posed no threat to him at all. He nodded. Ling Yun'er was already walking around with the compass in her hand. After walking for a while, she suddenly pointed to the southeast corner and shouted, The entrance is over there, and it will last for a few dozen seconds. After that, it will change direction again. Young hero Qin, quickly go in. Ling Yun'er's voice was urgent, and Qin Feng quickly leaped in the direction she pointed. Suddenly, a white light flickered in midair, and in the blink of an eye, it disappeared along with Qin Feng. When Ling Yun'er saw this scene, she suddenly fell on her, but on the mountain top, and laughed wildly at the sky. Ha! You idiot! Do you really think the formation at the entrance is so easy to break through? Even if the formation is loosened, it's still extremely powerful. Without the help of 5 revered martial artists at the 5th layer of true Qi, how could one enter alive? Ling Yun'er laughed like a madwoman. In her heart, she was sure that Qin Feng was killed by the formation shockwave, and her heart was filled with the joy of revenge. She blamed Qin Feng and Xiao Shishir for her being pushed by the spirit crane. If it weren't for their appearance, she wouldn't have ended up in such a sorry state. After laughing for a while, Ling Yun'er finally calmed down. As a disciple of the Despair sect, she had a special method to break the formation. Even if she was only at the 4th layer of true Qi, she could still successfully return to the Despair sect. As soon as Qin Feng jumped into the formation, he realized that he had fallen into Ling Yun'er's trap. In front of him was a scene of nothingness, and there was only endless dazzling white light shooting at him. Qin Feng couldn't open his eyes, and all around him, there was a constant gust of wind. When it hit his body, he felt like he was hit by a speeding train. If Qin Feng hadn't stepped into the 5th layer of true Qi, his body would have been smashed into pieces. This bitch, if I see you again, I'll make you wish you were dead. Qin Feng roared in his heart. Suddenly, a pink light shone from his body. His body could no longer withstand the impact of the gust of wind. He put on the moon god armor and activated the super defensive ability of the spirit armor. Suddenly, a strong airflow barrier surrounded Qin Feng's body, as if it was drawing on the power of the moon god. However, the turbulent airflow in the formation was so violent that even the moon god armor couldn't withstand it. It was as if the defense was broken in a few breaths. Rumble. A loud sound exploded on Qin Feng's body. He felt like his body was about to explode, and an unprecedented sense of death enveloped his heart. Qin Feng was unwilling to accept this. Could it be that before he could enter the Despair sect, he would be buried in this formation? With a muffled bang, Qin Feng felt as if he had fallen from a high altitude. He fell so hard that his bones were about to fall apart. He hurriedly looked around, and his eyes were filled with confusion. In front of him was a quiet bluestone path. There were few people around, and the few buildings were wooden houses with ancient tiles. It was as if he had transmigrated to the ancient times. Ah, save me. Is there anyone who can save me? Before Qin Feng could understand the situation, a cry for help came from not far away. In the bamboo forest in the depths of the bluestone path, he could faintly see 3 strong men surrounding a weak woman. They were about to do shameless things in broad daylight. Ha! Stop shouting. Who in the depths of this bamboo forest will come to save you? Even if there is, they won't dare to interfere with our horseman gang's business. The 3 strong men were all tall and sturdy. They wore rough clothes from ancient times, and they had large blades on their waists. They also wore cloth shoes on their feet. One of the strong men, whose face was covered in black pockmarks, had an evil smile on his face as he walked towards the woman. Don't come over, or else I'll kill myself. The woman had an unyielding personality. She suddenly took out a pair of scissors from her cloth pocket. The sharp edge of the scissors pressed against her neck, leaving a red mark on her white and tender skin. The three strong men stopped. They didn't want this woman to die. Otherwise, how could they continue to play? Bitch, I advise you to be obedient. That way, when we play with you later, we could be gentler. Otherwise, even if you die, the three of us will still do it. The burly man with a face full of black pockmarks had a cold expression on his face, and he looked like a fiend. The woman was so scared that she trembled. Her watery eyes were filled with despair. She also realized that there was no one around, and they were in the depths of the bamboo forest. There was no one to save her at all. Qin Feng saw all of this, and he was a little angry. He had more than 10 women now, and he couldn't bear to see this kind of coercion. He was about to go over to help, but he cried out in pain as soon as he stood up. Only then did he realize that his body had been seriously injured by the impact of the formation. He couldn't even circulate his true qi, and he was even weaker than an ordinary person. Who's hiding over there? Hurry up and come out. The strong men in the bamboo forest heard the noise and looked over in fear. The woman seemed to be grasping at straws in the water. While the three people were not paying attention, she quickly ran towards Qin Feng. Help! Please save me! As soon as the woman ran to Qin Feng's side, she was suddenly stunned, and her small mouth opened wide in fear. Qin Feng had been hit by the airwaves in the formation. At this time, his clothes were tattered, and he couldn't even cover the main parts of his body. He was covered in blood, as if he had climbed out of a pile of dead people. You, how did you get hurt like this? Ah, you run. There are bandits over there, run. The woman originally wanted to ask Qin Feng for help, but when she saw that Qin Feng was in a worse condition than her, she began to remind Qin Feng to run for his life. However, the three strong men had already come to their senses. They were very fast, and in a few steps, they had already reached the two of them. Bitch, where can you run now? Where did this wild boy come from? How dare he meddle in our business? Hurry up and get lost. We can't let this boy go. He has already seen our appearance. It will be troublesome if he reports us to the yamen later. The three of them discussed for a while, and in the end, their expressions turned cold. They stared at Qin Feng as if they were looking at a dead man. The woman trembled in fear, and her heart was filled with regret. She felt that Qin Feng was in danger now because of her. Seeing that the three people were about to draw out the big sabers at their waists to kill Qin Feng, the woman gritted her teeth and stood up. You let him go. I am willing to let you. The woman did not finish her last words. Tears were already welling up in her eyes, and her expression was filled with despair as if she had lost her soul. The strong man with a face full of black pockmarks smiled wickedly and shouted at the woman. Ha ha! It's not up to you whether you're willing or not. Even if you're not willing, so what? I'll still do you. After saying that, he glared at his two companions beside him. What are you still waiting for? Kill that boy quickly. The two bandits immediately drew out the long sabers at their waists and walked towards Qin Feng, one on the left and one on the right. A playful smile appeared on their faces. Seeing that Qin Feng was covered in blood and looked weak, they did not take him seriously at all. The woman was anxious and begged the man with the black pockmarks to let Qin Feng go, but the man with the black pockmarks acted as if he did not hear her. Chapter 1340. Qin Feng pretended to be timid. His body was still trembling. He had been in this strange place for a few minutes, but he still didn't know where he was. However, he discovered many problems. The spiritual qi here was extremely rich, comparable to the spiritual qi in the level 1 blessed heavenly cave pavilion. In other words, the spiritual qi here was 30 times more concentrated than in the secular world of China. The scenery around him was very ancient. It was built in the style of ancient China. The three bandits who looked like ordinary servants were all at stage 1 true qi. Qin Feng was depressed to death. He didn't know what kind of perverted place he had transmigrated to. The worst thing was that although he survived after breaking the formation, he was heavily injured. He couldn't even circulate his true qi, So how could he be a match for the 3-stage 1 true chi bandits? Oh, you have treasures on you? What kind of treasures are they? The two bandits who were about to attack suddenly froze and looked at Qin Feng with sparkling eyes. Qin Feng couldn't beat these people, so his mind was racing. He was thinking of a way to escape when the system notification sounded in his mind. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for successfully chasing the Despair Sect's disciple back to the Despair Sect. The system rewards host Qin Feng 100,000 Hedonist points and a Star Technology Lightning Crossbow. Host Qin Feng's total Hedonist points, 1,849,000. The mission to chase away the Despair Sect's disciple was suddenly completed, and he was rewarded with a Star Technology product. Qin Feng's eyes lit up. He couldn't use true Qi now, so he could only rely on the Star Technology product to kill these bandits. Two heroes, I have a lot of spiritual weapons on me. As long as you spare my life, I can give all of them to you. Qin Feng pretended to be weak in order to make the 3 mountain bandits lower their guard. The 2 bandits were instantly excited. Even their big brother, Black Pockmark, stopped playing with the woman and walked over to look at Qin Feng. What kind of spiritual weapon can you have? Are you kidding us? I'll kill you with 1 slash. Black Pockmark roared coldly. Qin Feng saw that the 3 bandits were attracted over, so he secretly gave the woman a look, indicating for her to escape. The woman was stunned, but she stood by the side and refused to leave, as if she was worried about Qin Feng. Qin Feng couldn't care less about her. He waved his hand and took out Moon's Sorrow. As soon as the spiritual sword appeared, a pink light blossomed. The 3 mountain bandits immediately cried out in alarm, their eyeballs almost popping out of their sockets. Damn, big bro, is this a rare pink weapon? It's really a rare pink equipment. This kid must be lucky to be able to get his hands on a spiritual weapon of this grade. Brat, give me this sword, and I'll let you go. The 3 bandits had already sensed Qin Feng's aura and knew that he was just a normal person. However, for a normal person to take out a rare pink-grade spiritual weapon was simply unimaginable. Qin Feng casually tossed Moonmorn to Black Pockmarked. Black Pockmarked grabbed it, his large hands trembling with excitement. It's really a rare equipment. I'm going to be rich this time. The Black Pockmarked man was ecstatic. His 2 lackeys looked at him with envy and jealousy. It's a rare pink weapon. I'm going to be rich. Black Pockmarked was ecstatic, and his 2 lackeys were envious. They vented their anger on Qin Feng and were about to slash him when Qin Feng shouted again. Big bro, I've given you all my treasures. Why do you still want to kill me? One of them sneered. You idiot, you've given us all your treasures. Of course we have to kill you. Qin Feng continued. Don't kill me. I still have treasures. The 2 lackeys were so shocked that their blades almost grazed Qin Feng's scalp. They hurriedly retreated. Damn, can't you finish your sentence in 1 sentence? You almost died. One of the lackeys complained, and the other shouted anxiously. How many treasures do you have? Take them all out now. Black Pockmark looked over as if he had found a treasure in the desert. Qin Feng could take out a rare pink spiritual weapon on his first try. Wouldn't the following treasures be even more incredible? Qin Feng pretended to be nervous and said, Why you didn't keep your word? If I take out my treasures, you'll kill me again. The 2 lackeys rolled their eyes and blamed themselves for being too impatient. Black Pockmark said with a smile, Little bro, what are you talking about? The 3 of us are men of our word. We won't lie to you. As long as you take out all your treasures, we'll let you go immediately. Qin Feng was amused. Did these people think he was a 3-year-old? But on the surface, he pretended to be in a daze and said, Really? Really? Are you really going to let me go this time? Of course it's true. I can promise you with my moral integrity that if they dare to do anything, I'll cripple them first. Black Pockmark patted his chest and promised. Qin Feng looked like he believed him. The woman who had been standing to the side could tell what Black Pockmark was thinking. She hurriedly reminded Qin Feng, Sir, don't believe what they say. Hurry up and run. Black Pockmark saw that he was about to succeed, but was interrupted by the woman. His face turned cold, and he glared at the woman. He shouted, If you dare to talk too much, I'll strip you naked. The woman was so scared that she retreated. Black Pockmark and the other two did not care. They were not worried that the woman could escape. Qin Feng was nervous. He had deliberately taken out his treasures. First, he took out his spiritual weapon to slowly dispel the three's vigilance. Finally, he took out his star technology to destroy them. Qin Feng was seriously injured and couldn't even circulate his true qi. Black Pockmark and the other two were all stage 1 true qi experts. He didn't dare to take out his star tech to fight. It was very likely that he wouldn't even be able to fire the cannonball before being hacked to death by the other party. You're such a busybody. You almost angered the three big brothers. Stop talking. Qin Feng pretended to be angry and glared at the woman. The woman looked wronged, but did not say anything. Black Pockmark and the other two laughed. They began to doubt Qin Feng's intelligence. Haha, little brother, I like your character. Hurry up and take out your treasures. I promise to spare your life. I won't go back on my word. Black Pockmark promised again. Qin Feng did not hesitate. He waved his hand, and two shining spiritual weapons appeared out of thin air. The golden light was so dazzling that Black Pockmark and the woman covered their eyes. What the hell? Big brother, what kind of spiritual weapon is that? It looks very powerful. Oh no, where did this guy get so many spiritual weapons? The two little brothers were dumbfounded. They did not even dare to determine the quality of the spiritual weapons that Qin Feng took out. Black Pockmark was also stunned for a while. Suddenly, he exclaimed, "Oh my God, this is a great sage gold equipment." The two little brothers almost fainted. They also cried out strangely. Great sage gold equipment? That's a spiritual weapon that only the Holy Gate leader can get his hands on, right? Could it be that this guy's treasures are fake? How could he have a legendary great sage gold equipment? First, Qin Feng took out a pink Moonmorn. Then he took out the golden phoenix and whirlwind golden wheel. The three of them were so shocked that they even began to wonder if Qin Feng's spiritual weapons were fake. You little brat, how dare you fool me with a fake spiritual weapon? I'll hack you to death with my saber. Black Pockmark roared and swung his saber at Qin Feng. Qin Feng's mouth twitched. These people deserved to be bandits. How dare they say something good is fake when they see it? Big brother, this is not a fake. Just hold in your hand and feel it. Also, that pair of golden wheels is a flying spiritual weapon. You can fly if you step on it. The saber hovered above Qin Feng's head. Black Pockmark's jaw dropped to the ground. A great sage gold equipment flying spiritual weapon? It's rare, even in the Holy Gate. Boom! Without saying a word, Black Pockmark grabbed the golden phoenix and slashed it in the air. Suddenly, a strong wind blew. A golden saber energy that was dozens of meters long fell from the sky and split the bluestone path in half. The two lackeys' legs turned to jelly, and the woman screamed in fear. Black Pockmark stared at the golden phoenix in his hand in disbelief. He couldn't believe that he was the one who created the crack on the ground. Holy shit, this is really a great sage gold equipment. Black Pockmark snapped out his daze. He jumped onto the pair of golden wheels impatiently, circulated his true chi under his feet, and soared into the sky with a whoosh. The two lackeys' expressions changed drastically. They could tell that the golden wheels were really a flying spiritual weapon. Looking at their big brother flying freely in the sky, they were filled with indescribable envy and jealousy. When Qin Feng saw that the three of them were mesmerized by the spiritual weapons, he signaled the woman with his eyes to leave. However, the woman looked at him nervously and refused to leave by herself. "Ha, this is awesome. This is so fucking awesome. These two are really great sage gold equipment. Looks like you didn't lie." Black Pockmark flew in the sky for a while and returned to the ground. He held the golden phoenix in one hand and Moonmorn in the other. The two lackeys were so anxious that they were about to cry. The three treasures belonged to their big brother, but they didn't get anything. One of the lackeys plucked up his courage and said, "Big brother, you already have 3 spiritual weapons. If this brat takes out something good, can you share it with us?" Black Pockmark was overjoyed. He didn't care too much. "Okay, I'll share the rest with you. These two great sage gold equipment are enough for me. The two lackeys ran to Qin Feng excitedly. Suddenly, their faces turned cold, and they yelled, "Brat, take out the rest of the treasures, or I'll kill you with one slash." When Qin Feng saw that the three of them had completely let down their guard, he prepared to attack. The spiritual weapon he took out this time was a little strange. It was a crossbow that glowed with blue light. The crossbow only had a bow, but no strings. It was similar to the skyhawk bow. Chapter 1341. The two underlings were stunned. Their gazes were fixed on the StarTech lightning crossbow. They couldn't understand it at all. There's a crossbow-type spiritual weapon? That's rare. What grade is this spiritual weapon? It looks like a blue grade. The two lackeys suddenly felt a bit disappointed. Blue-grade spiritual equipment was considered above average here, but Qin Feng had taken out pink and gold-grade equipment. How did it suddenly drop to blue-grade? Black Pockmark stole a glance at the lightning crossbow. Seeing that it was a blue grade, he was secretly delighted. He didn't feel bad giving it to his two underlings. At this moment, Qin Feng said, "This is not an ordinary spiritual weapon. It's extremely powerful. It's even more powerful than the great sage gold grade battle saber." The two underlings were shocked. However, they quickly regained their senses and looked doubtful. "Brat, do you think we're idiots? How can this broken crossbow be more powerful than Big Brother's gold-grade equipment? We're not interested in this broken thing. Quick, take out two more gold-grade equipment. Otherwise, we'll kill you." These two underlings were treating Qin Feng like Doryman. Did they think he could take out any spiritual equipment he wanted from his pocket? Qin Feng only had 3 great sage gold-grade battle sabers. As for the red-grade scarlet demon storm spear, he didn't plan to take it out. He was afraid of scaring the 3 underlings to death. "You two heroes, you haven't seen the power of this crossbow. Of course, you don't know how powerful it is. Why don't you try it out first?" Qin Feng smiled at the 2 underlings. The 2 underlings still didn't believe him. However, they thought that it wouldn't be a problem to try it out. One of them snatched the lightning crossbow from Qin Feng's hands and casually pulled it towards the sky. However, there was no reaction. "Fuck! What kind of broken crossbow is this? Are you kidding me, brat?" The underling was instantly enraged. He pulled out his saber and looked like he was going to hack Qin Feng. Qin Feng said, "Big brother, don't be anxious. You don't know how to use it. I'll show you." The lackey was dubious, but he still gave the crossbow to Qin Feng. This was a product of Star Planet technology. If he didn't buy ammunition, how would he be able to fire it? After obtaining the Star Technology lightning crossbow, Qin Feng used his mind to purchase 3 lightning bullets. This thing was quite expensive. One lightning bullet cost 10,000 Hedonist points. However, Qin Feng wanted to see how powerful the lightning crossbow was, so he didn't pay too much attention to it. The lackey was a bit impatient and yelled at Qin Feng, "Stinking brat, you must be playing with your elder. Watch me chop you to death." Qin Feng had long disliked the 3 of them. Now that everything was ready, he aimed the lightning crossbow at the person who jumped above his head and fired. Rumble! A loud explosion suddenly sounded, as if a muffled thunder had struck down from the sky. Black Pockmark and the other 2 were startled and instinctively looked towards the sky. A blue bolt of lightning streaked across the sky like a meteor and instantly landed on the body of the lackey who attacked Qin Feng. That person's body leaped into the air, as if he was frozen by the lightning. In the blink of an eye, he suddenly exploded into pieces of flesh and blood. After shooting the arrow, Qin Feng didn't stop at all. He adjusted the direction of the crossbow and shot at another lackey beside him. Rumble! Another muffled explosion sounded in the air and blue lightning surged. The lackey was still on the ground and hadn't come to his senses. In the next moment, he was blasted into pieces and disappeared without a trace. The atmosphere was strange. It was as if the air had frozen. The woman was so frightened that she fell to the ground on her, but she stared at Qin Feng with wide eyes. The black pockmarked man was still soaring through the sky on his golden whirlwind wheel. He was so frightened by this scene that he fell from the sky. "Stinking brat, You dare to play tricks. In any case, Black Pockmarked was a revered martial artist of the true Chi realm, so his reaction was very sharp. He raised his golden phoenix saber and slashed down. However, halfway through the slash, he was suddenly startled. He felt that his hand was empty, and that dazzling golden saber had disappeared to who knows where. Not only did the golden phoenix disappear, but also the moon morn in his other hand and the golden whirlwind wheel under his feet. Black Pockmark immediately realized how powerful Qin Feng was. He didn't even have the courage to fight back. He hurriedly ran away on the ground. Ah, Gongzi, he ran away. The woman screamed. Qin Feng looked at the dust in the distance, but he didn't fire the thunder bow in his hand. Black Pockmark was a level 1 true energy realm expert, so he was so fast that Qin Feng couldn't even use his true energy. His reaction speed was also slow, so he couldn't locate Black Pockmark. Qin Feng sighed and put all the spiritual weapons back into the system. He didn't care about Black Pockmark right now. He wanted to know what this place was. Thank you for saving my life, Gongzi. The woman had already walked to Qin Feng's side. When she saw Qin Feng's naked body, she lowered her head shyly. Qin Feng didn't care. He asked, "What's your name?" The woman said, "My name is Hua Xiaojun. You can call me Xiaojun, Gongzi." Qin Feng found that this woman was very obedient. When she spoke, she put her hands by her waist and slightly bent her legs, just like a woman from ancient times. She called him Gongzi again, and Qin Feng felt like he had traveled to ancient times. "Xiaojun, what is this place?" Qin Feng quickly got to the point. Hua Xiaojun was stunned. She said, "Gongzi, are you not from here?" "This is Distant Ice City, a bamboo forest on the outskirts of Heyu village." Hua Xiaojun explained in detail. Qin Feng clearly hadn't heard of these places. He was sure that they weren't from the secular world of Huaxia. "Is this the Death Door?" Qin Feng continued to ask. Hua Xiaojun nodded. "Some people call this place the Death Door. Common people call this place the Divine Land." Qin Feng was shocked. Wasn't the Divine Land the name of ancient Huaxia? He suddenly had a terrifying thought. Could it be that this Death Door was a place developed in ancient times? But because of the concealment spell formation, people from the outside world couldn't enter and discover this place? "Gongzi, I still don't know your name?" Hua Xiaojun suddenly asked while Qin Feng was deep in thought. Qin Feng cast aside the distracting thoughts in his mind. He was now sure that he had entered the Death Door. As for how this place was formed, he didn't have the time to think about it. After all, his goal in coming to the Death Door was to take Zhao Ling Xian and his mother Qinging away. Then, he would destroy Qiao Shi's enemy, the Spirit Beast sect, and bring the Spirit Beast Master Clan out. "My name is Qiao Feng." Qin Feng wasn't using his original appearance. He had changed his appearance the moment he entered the Death Door's spell formation. He had suppressed all the disciples of the major sects in the Death Door. If he used Qin Feng's appearance to enter, he would definitely attract a lot of trouble. "Gongzi Qiao, thank you again for saving my life. I have no way to repay you. If Gongzi Qiao doesn't mind, I can be your servant." Qin Feng had saved Hua Xiaojun with little effort. He didn't want this woman to be his servant out of gratitude. However, Qin Feng really lacked a guide. He had just entered the Death Door, so he wasn't familiar with it at all. "Xiaojun, you don't have to be my servant. Do you know where the Thousand Shadows sect is? Can you take me there?" Qin Feng didn't plan to stay in the Death Door for too long. He wanted to find the Thousand Shadows sect and the Spirit Beast sect as soon as possible. Hua Xiaojun was startled. Just hearing the name of the Thousand Shadows sect scared her. Qi Gongzi Qiao is a martial artist? You want to go to the Thousand Shadows sect to be apprenticed to a master? But that sect only accepts female disciples. Of course, Qin Feng wasn't going there to be apprenticed to a master. He casually made up an excuse. "I have an acquaintance there. I want to visit." Hua Xiaojun understood and nodded. The Thousand Shadows sect is in Sky Domain City. However, I'm not sure of its exact location. I heard that non-disciples of the Thousand Shadows sect are not allowed to enter the sect grounds. "Gongzi Qiao, I'm afraid you won't be able to see your friend even if you go there," Hua Xiaozhen's words made Qin Feng more and more confused. He originally thought that the Death Door was similar to the martial arts world in the outside world. It was a barren land with few people and many sects spread across the mountains and rivers to cultivate in seclusion. Now that he looked at it, it seemed to be a very large city. The sects that Qin Feng had met in the secular world were only a small portion of the sects here. Sky Domain City? Can you explain the situation here more clearly? Qin Feng frowned. Hua Xiaozhen looked at Qin Feng strangely. She felt that this person was somewhat different. It was as if he wasn't from this world. Perhaps it was because Qin Feng had saved Hua Xiaozhen's life, but she didn't ask about Qin Feng. She answered seriously like a servant. Gongzi Qiao, this is China. There are a total of 8 major cities, and each city has many small towns and villages. The local citizens are protected by the city lords. The Thousand Shadows sect is in Sky Domain City. It is one of the major sects in Sky Domain City and is the defensive force of Sky Domain City. The River Jade village we are in now belongs to Distant City. It is guarded by Spirit Beast sect, White Warehouse sect, Red Sun sect, and other martial artist sects. Usually, the 8 major cities live in harmony and prosper. However, there are times when 2 cities go to war. Not long ago, Meteor City and Distant City went to war. These days, the flames of war have been raging everywhere. It is precisely because of this chaos that those 3 bandits dared to come out and cause trouble. Once again, I thank Gongzi Qiao for saving my life. This little girl is willing to be your servant to repay Gongzi Qiao. As Hua Xiaozhen spoke, she began to thank Qin Feng again. She was almost raped by those 3 bandits, and now she felt as if she had been reborn after a calamity. Qin Feng had a general understanding of this place. His heart was filled with astonishment. This desolate land had far exceeded his expectations. It was called China, and it had 8 major cities. From the looks of it, this place was extremely vast. Moreover, such a vast land was hidden by a formation. How powerful must the person who set up this formation be? Hua Xiaozhen answered whatever Qin Feng asked her. She stood obediently by Qin Feng's side. Chapter 1342. Qin Feng had entered the divine continent from the outside, so he couldn't tell Hua Xiaozhen. Although he felt that this woman looked pretty good, they had only known each other for a short while. It would be bad if he revealed his true identity and attracted a lot of trouble. My injuries are fine. Let's leave this place first. Qin Feng thought that Ling Yin might also enter through the formation entrance. He didn't know if she would also fall into this area after entering. Now that Qin Feng was seriously injured, if he really encountered that woman, he would definitely be in danger. However, after taking a few steps, Qin Feng was already sweating from the pain. The airwaves in the formation were extremely violent. It was a miracle that he was still alive. Ah, young Master Qiao, your wound is bleeding. Hua Xiaozhen jumped in fright and hurriedly supported Qin Feng. At this moment, Qin Feng's body was covered in wounds. His clothes were in tatters, and the wound on his thigh had split open and was bleeding profusely. Hua Xiaozhen's expression was anxious. She wanted to squat down and help Qin Feng bandage his wound, but she could see some embarrassing scenes from the corner of her eyes. However, when she saw that Qin Feng's legs were dyed red with blood, Hua Xiaozhen couldn't care less. Young Master Qiao, quickly sit down. Let me help you bandage your wound. Hua Xiaozhen had already squatted down. Qin Feng felt a little awkward, but he quickly calmed down. He looked at the small bamboo forest nearby and said, "It's not convenient here. Let's go deeper into the bamboo forest." As Qin Feng spoke, he forced himself to walk into the bamboo forest. He was afraid that Ling Yun would find him. Hiding in the bamboo forest was always safer. Hua Xiaozhen stood there in a daze. She looked at Qin Feng's receding figure hesitantly. She had just been forced into the bamboo forest by 3 mountain bandits and was almost raped. Now that she saw the bamboo forest, she was filled with fear. Yet, Qin Feng insisted on recuperating in the bamboo forest. This made Hua Xiaozhen somewhat worried. Could it be that young Master Chiao was also a bad person with a human face, but a beast's heart? Qin Feng walked to the entrance of the bamboo forest and realized that Hua Xiaojin didn't follow him. He turned around and saw her panicked expression. He smiled bitterly in his heart. Xiaojin, go back by yourself. Qin Feng sighed. He didn't want to make things difficult for this woman. After all, after he recovered from his injuries, he could casually ask people on the streets about the Thousand Shadows sect and Spirit Beast sect. Hua Xiaojin was taken aback. A trace of self-blame flashed across her beautiful eyes. She suddenly ran towards Qin Feng and said, Young Master Chiao, my daughter is overthinking things. Let me help you in. Be careful, young master. Qin Feng didn't think that this girl would come back, so he didn't try to persuade her to leave. The two of them walked to the deepest part of the bamboo forest. There was no one here, only the two of them. Young Master Chiao, how did you suffer such heavy injuries? Qin Feng leaned against a piece of bamboo and sat down. Because he had lost too much blood, his face was as pale as paper. Hua Xiaojin furrowed her brows and took out a handkerchief to help him stop the bleeding. Little Jean, I'm fine. You should go rest. Qin Feng realized that many of the wounds on his body were located in relatively sensitive areas. He didn't want to make things difficult for this girl, so he took out a few bottles of healing pills from the Emerald Spirit Ring and poured all of them into his mouth as if he was eating bubblegum. Hua Xiaojin didn't stop. When she carefully tore off the blood-stained clothes on Qin Feng's upper body, she was so frightened that she immediately covered her mouth. Young Master Chiao, why, you must be in a lot of pain, right? Looking at Qin Feng's blood-covered body, Hua Xiaojin's tears almost fell. Qin Feng gritted his teeth and pretended that he was fine. He smiled and said, It's nothing. I'll be fine in a few days. Qin Feng had spiritual pills to heal his wounds. In a few days, his external injuries would definitely be healed. As for his internal injuries, it was hard to say. However, Hua Xiaojin didn't know that. Her handkerchief had been rubbed until it was the color of blood. She tore off the corner of her patched clothes and continued to bandage Qin Feng's wounds. There were more and more bloody cloths on the ground. Qin Feng didn't stop Hua Xiaojin. Hua Xiaojin's expression became more and more serious. She was really scared to death by Qin Feng's injuries. At first, she was a little shy and nervous when she wiped Qin Feng's body. Now, she was completely focused. All she could see were the terrifying bloody wounds. After bandaging the wounds on his upper body, Hua Xiaojin tore off a piece of cloth from her clothes. Without thinking, she lowered her head and bandaged Qin Feng's thigh. At this moment, Qin Feng was basically naked. Hua Xiaojin suddenly cried out in surprise. She raised her head and looked at Qin Feng. Her little face was so red that it was about to drip water. Young Master Chiao, why? Hua Xiaojin didn't have the nerve to finish her sentence. Qin Feng was meditating and circulating his qi. However, after working for a long time, he still couldn't circulate the true qi in his body. Only then did he suddenly wake up. He lowered his head and glanced at himself. He was so embarrassed that his old face turned red. Ahem, Xiaojin, why you go sit over there and rest for a while? I'll bandage the rest of the wounds myself. This time, Hua Xiaojin was really embarrassed. She tore off a few pieces of cloth from her clothes and placed them on the ground. Without saying a word, she turned and ran to the side. Qin Feng's body was covered in bloody wounds, but most of them were superficial wounds. He casually bandaged them. The spirit pills he ate earlier had already taken effect. At this moment, his body had recovered to the state of an ordinary person. At least, it wasn't difficult for him to move. Qin Feng went outside the bamboo forest and put on the clothes of the two bandits he killed. These clothes had been blasted to pieces by the lightning crossbow, but at least they were better than Qin Feng's naked body. Young Master Chiao, why are you feeling better? Just as Qin Feng finished putting on his clothes, Hua Xiaojin walked out of the bamboo forest. Much better. Thank you, beautiful Xiaojin, for bandaging me. Hua Xiaojin was stunned for a moment. Her little face blushed again. Here, very few people would directly say the word beautiful to a girl. It felt like a confession. Qin Feng had only known her for less than 2 hours, and he was already saying such frivolous words? Hua Xiaojin became a little nervous. Young Master Qiao, where do you plan to go now? Hua Xiaojin asked with her head lowered. Is Sky Domain City far from here? Previously, Hua Xiaojin said that the Thousand Shadow sect was in Sky Domain City. Qin Feng planned to go there first to find out the situation. Hua Xiaojin's expression changed. She thought that Qin Feng would give up on the idea of going to the Thousand Shadow sect. She didn't expect him to be so determined. Young Master Qiao, it's useless even if you go to Sky Domain City. Normal people don't know where the Sacred Gate is. Only disciples of the Sacred Gate can find it. Qin Feng learned a lot about the situation here from Hua Xiaojin. The Sacred Gate was the general name for the cultivation sects in the Divine Continent. So you're saying that normal people have no way to find the Sacred Gate? Qin Feng was a little worried. If he couldn't find the Thousand Shadow sect, how could he save his mother and Ling Xian? However, he heard Hua Xiaojin say, there is a way, but the most effective way is to participate in the sect selection that happens every 3 years. At that time, the Sacred Gates will come to Fire Beacon City to pick new disciples. If they are chosen, they will be brought into the sect. Qin Feng immediately asked, when will the disciple selection be held this time? It should be soon. I'm just a poor little girl, and usually don't pay attention to these things. If young Master Qiao wants to know the specific time, I can help you ask. Qin Feng asked Hua Xiaojin many more questions and had a general understanding of the situation here. He originally thought that the Absolute Gate was neither big nor small and was made up of many hidden sections. Now, he realized that it was completely different from what he had imagined. This messed up Qin Feng's plan. He had planned to directly kill his way to the Thousand Shadow sect and Spirit Beast sect, then leave after finishing his task. Now, it seemed like he had to slowly plan. Qin Feng tried to circulate the true qi in his body, but there was still no reaction. He decided to find a place to rest and recuperate. Otherwise, with his current strength. So what if he found the Thousand Shadow sect and Spirit Beast sect? He was afraid that they could kill him with a single slap. Young Master Qiao, where are we going now? A trace of disappointment flashed through Hua Xiaojin's eyes. It was unknown what she was thinking. Qin Feng didn't know anything about this place. He asked, is your home far from here? Hua Xiaojin's eyes suddenly welled up with tears. She gritted her teeth and said, young Master Qiao, I can't go home. Qin Feng was stunned. Why? My home is in West Town's Hua Village. It's over 200 li from here. The 3 bad guys in front are mountain bandits from West Town's Hua Village. Their big brother took a fancy to my beauty and wanted me to submit. I was forced to escape from West Town's Hua Village. If I go back now, will? Hua Xiaojin didn't continue, but Qin Feng already understood. He felt some sympathy for this woman and glanced at the holes in her cloth shoes. Qin Feng knew that this woman must have walked all the way from the Hua family village to this River Jade village. It was a full 200 li, and who knew how many days and nights it would take to walk. If that's the case, then all the more reason for you to go home. Qin Feng seemed to have thought of something, and his expression suddenly became cold. Hua Xiaojin didn't understand. Young Master Qiao, why do you say that? If I go back, then the bad guys. Those 2 mountain bandits were killed by me, and the other mountain bandit escaped. The person who escaped will definitely go back and report to their big brother. Those mountain bandits are inhumane. In a moment of anger, they might vent their anger on your family. You still have family in Hua Village, right? Qin Feng's analysis was clear and logical. Hua Xiaojin's expression changed greatly, and she cried out in shock. It's over, it's over. If young Master Qiao didn't remind this servant wouldn't have thought so much. Hua Xiaojin cried anxiously. Woo-woo. Young Master Qiao, thank you for saving my life. I'm afraid this servant won't be able to be your servant in this life. I hope to repay your kindness in my next life. I'm going back to Hua Village. Young Master Qiao, please take care of yourself. Hua Xiaojin wiped her tears as she hurriedly ran forward. Qin Feng pulled her back, and Hua Xiaojin cried out in shock. Young Master Qiao, you want to go back alone? Isn't that courting death? Qin Feng interrupted Hua Xiaozhen. Hua Xiaozhen sobbed and said, "But if I don't go back, my grandmother and relatives at home will suffer." Qin Feng had a good impression of Hua Xiaozhen, and this woman was the first person he met after coming to Extinction Sect. He more or less didn't want to see her fall into the wolf's mouth. "Let's go. Take me to your village with you." In the end, I killed those 2 mountain bandits, so I'm also responsible for this. Qin Feng patted Hua Xiaozhen's shoulder and comforted her. "You're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.